Rapid. Following that heavy aggregate defeat to Benfica in the Europa League, Hearts get another go in Europe in the Europa Conference League this evening up against SK Rapid from Vienna. And the teams are in. It is Royce in the goal for Hearts with a back four of Altena, Mercart, McKenzie and Finlay. Then it's three in midfield of Reno, Spitzo and Miller, with McPake, Kabore and Braga as the attacking three. For Rapid, it is Hedl in goal with the back four of Bola, Cvetkovic, Royayo and Horn. The four in midfield are Dahl, Seidel, Amane and Demir, with Kara and Adamson as the two up front. It's a 7:45 kickoff, Hearts against SK Rapid. Well, it's a very warm welcome and thank you for joining us on this independent off-tube studio commentary. The game at Tynecastle is just getting underway. Hearts taking on SK Rapid from Vienna, and our referee from Lithuania, Mr. Lukian-Tsukas, has just got the game underway. Big test this for Hearts after a very heavy defeat against a very well-organised and a very effective Benfica side over two legs. But they get a second chance now in the Europa Conference League against a Vienna side who themselves have actually started their domestic season pretty promisingly. So this certainly won't be an easy tie over the two legs. But potentially with Hearts playing at home in the first leg, that might just give Wouter Vanaken's side a little bit more of an opportunity. It's myself, Paul Shabakovic and Josh Makin taking the action. Josh, do we give Hearts a decent chance over the two legs?
Yeah, I think we definitely do. Obviously they're playing at home in the first leg. You can treat that as an advantage or a disadvantage really, but Hearts know they need to take some sort of result to Vienna, don't they? They'll be disappointed with how this European campaign's gone so far. You know, the prospect of playing in the Champions League was there at one point, obviously losing out to Sturm Graz and then just couldn't get past Benfica as well. Way too good for them in the end. This maybe is a bit more on their level, but you know, Rapid Vienna, they're still going to be a tough team to get past. As you say, started really well done in the domestic competition. 3 wins out of 3, not won a title since 2008, so maybe some optimism around them as well. Can see the Brau a pretty decent away end to the left of the screens as well. So it's going to be tough for Hearts, but playing at home, always got that chance.
They always do, and I think, as you say, it's been a tough few months for Hearts when you think that they were only a whisker away from being Scottish champions. That didn't happen. They've since lost their manager and their goal scorer, having to start again, but now they're on the attack. A decent opportunity down the right-hand side, and a strike coming in from the edge of the area takes a big deflection. It was Miller with the effort, I believe, and then the ball is deflected and it's cleared over the halfway line. Bit of a heavy touch there as well from Altena, but he does just about keep it in play, and the ball then laid back towards Royce. So it is Royce in goal for Hearts. Say back four, we think it's going to be Altena, McKenzie, Finlay and McCart as the back four, with Renault, Spittle and Miller as the three in midfield. Kabore, McPake and Claudio Braga will be the three up front. I'll do the Vienna side in a second because they just won the ball in midfield and suddenly they're on the attack, pushing forward down the right-hand side. A crossfield ball towards the penalty area. It's headed down. The header down on that left-hand side, I believe it was... looks like it was Kara coming in, but the ball straight into Royce. So Rapid have got Hedl in goal. Then it's a back four of Bola, Cvetkovic, Royayo and Horn. Then it's Dahl, Seidel, Amane and Demir as the four in midfield, with Adamson and Kara as the two up front. And here come Hearts. It's end-to-end in these first couple of minutes. Ball over towards the left-hand side. Here's McPake, puts it on his right foot, goes for goal. It's charged down around 12 yards out. And Vienna now in possession with a crossfield ball from Cvetkovic over towards the left-hand side. Kept in play, bit of pressure there for Amane, but he does really well, turns away from trouble and then just rolls it back towards Cvetkovic. The right-hand side now for Bola. Back in for Seidel, but we can see straight away that Rapid aren't afraid to keep the ball on the deck.
No, they certainly aren't. They're going to be good on the ball, aren't they? And I have to see how Hearts really measure with that. I think Sturm Graz were good sort of on the press as well. Hearts, the intention will be to attack, of course. They're at home and they want to take that result into the second leg, but just got to be careful when you've had, you know, as you say, so much adversity recently and a tough couple of months. You can be a little bit vulnerable, so they've just got to be careful. The match has got off to quite a quick start, really, with both teams attacking. It's starting to settle down now with the away side having some possession. Just as I say that, Royao just pretty much puts one over the top and straight back to the goalkeeper.
Yeah, not the best ball on that particular occasion, and it just bounces straight through towards the goalkeeper. We see the two managers now, Wouter Vanaken and Johannes Thorpe. Both will be very keen for their sides to get a good start this evening, but it's Hearts in possession now down the right-hand side. Tenor was pushing forward, does get the throw on. to keep his side pushing forward as much as they can. I say it was a difficult one for Hearts in the previous competition, of course, when they were trying for the Europa League, hammering away to Benfica. I did actually commentary of the second leg, but of course it was a foregone conclusion by then. And actually Hearts having put up a bit of resistance, that seemed to wake Benfica up. But this, over 2 legs, I think they will certainly fancy their chances. It is important though they do go away for the second leg with some kind of lead. If it's a draw or if they're losing, I think it can be a very hard thing to turn around in.
Yeah, I just don't see a way in which Hearts go through unless they win tonight. I think it'll be really tough on the road. As you say, I already played quite a few European games this season. And while the Scottish Premier League season got off to a bit of a shaky start, but obviously then a 6-2 win most recently against Inverness, that'll just inspired some confidence back in the team, even if it's a quite rotated one that we've seen today. I think it's 6 changes, isn't it, from that game against Inverness, so it's definitely thinking this is his best side. We'll have to see how it goes though.
Well, they've won a free kick, it's about 40 yards out. They've taken it short, they've taken it quickly, and then it's McPake putting a ball across the 6-yard box. It's at least 2 or 3 yards too high for anybody in the penalty area to actually be able to do anything with it, but it's cleared back into midfield. Still half a chance. Altena was having his shirt pulled, but the referee does play an advantage because Hearts still keep the ball alive. It's now back with Spittle over towards the right-hand side. Ball's been won back. They had a chance now for a counter-attack here for Rapid, but there's a foul. I thought there was a foul there in midfield on Demore. The referee just stopping play there momentarily for having a quick look. Entirely sure that there was too much in that. See again, there is, if anything, we won the ball, but then he sort of seemed to hit the deck there, Dahl.
Yeah, he did. I think he's not happy about it with the referee. I think the pain though has come from him sort of landing over on his wrist, and he was sort of shaking it afterwards. He thought there was something in that as a foul, but the referee hasn't agreed. He's just given a drop ball instead, actually, so Hearts can get the game back underway. But it just looked like more of a painful one. Yeah,
it was strange. So it's effectively the referee just stopped play for an injury that ended up not needing the physio, and then just gave the ball back to Hearts. But a sliding challenge there from Spittle does keep Hearts in possession. And it's now back with Jordi Altena trying a ball over the top here, looking for the run of Kabore, but that one is well marshalled here by Royayo, just making sure it goes out for a throw. Applause there for the Hearts man as he was running down that right-hand side. Certainly, if Hearts are going to do something, you feel like Kabore, he's such a big, powerful player up front, they're going to need him to get into the game.
Yeah, got real pace, hasn't he, and stuff. And as SK Rapid sort of control the ball, if you're not going to be able to get those counter-attacks, he's going to be absolutely crucial to those. He's sort of playing in the centre up front at the moment as well, alongside Braga. He's moved over towards that wing, so we'll see how that develops.
Yeah, well, I think most would say that Braga is a good forward. Whether or not he's an out-and-out number 9, it's probably not his ideal position. But then it's not Kabore's ideal position either. Obviously, they are missing a big number 9 in Lawrence Shanklin, who did leave over the summer. And with the sort of budgets they have in Scotland, you're not going to be able to just replace him like that. There's always going to be a little bit of hit and miss. And so you do find the right equation, but it is Hearts in possession. 7 minutes on the clock, unofficial independent off-tube studio commentary. And actually a bit more possession for Hearts than what maybe we would have expected in the first few minutes, but they're not finding it easy to get into the penalty. And McPake's been robbed of the ball. It's now back with Svetkovic under a bit of pressure. But to go back quickly here towards Heddle, who then clears that over the halfway line. Taken down here by Adamson. Bit of a fight for it in midfield, and it does end up with Hearts back in possession. Braga going back towards Spittle, and it's all the way back towards Stuart Finlay at the edge of his own penalty area, being closed down here by Adamson, so we can't take too long. Goes back towards Bo Royce. He rolls it out towards this right-hand side. Hearts are in danger there of getting caught in possession. They want a corner, do the visitors, but in the end it has just been given as a goal kick. But that's a warning there for Mackenzie and for his goalkeeper.
Yeah, they've been pressed really high up the pitch there, Hearts, and it looked a little bit pedestrian from himself and Royce. They've got away with one in the end. It does take a touch off of the Rapid attacker last, so it's a bit of a let off for Hearts. Again, probably give the opening exchanges to the away side. They haven't created anything of yet. There's not been any shots, no saves for either goalkeeper to make, but they have settled well into this one. Exactly what they've wanted to go to Tynecastle and do, and here they are.
Yeah, they won the ball back in midfield, and they're on the attack now with the ball towards the edge of the area. It's taken down. Lovely little 1-2. A great chance, and it's straight at the goalkeeper. It's a good save from Royce, but maybe he shouldn't have even had the chance. The quick one-touch passing to lead up to that, though, was absolutely superb. Yeah,
got to be a goal there in that sort of position. Lovely one-touch play, as you say. The Hearts defence just completely taken out of the game. We haven't seen a replay of it yet, but it is a good save by the looks of things from Royce. He makes himself big as he can and comes off of his line. He's alert to it. In in the end, they've got to see the away side, they've got to be taking the lead.
Yeah, they do. That's again warning signs for Hearts. They were nearly caught in possession at the edge of their own penalty area around a minute ago, and now best chance to get on the score sheet here early on for Rapid, and they didn't take it. It was straight out the goalkeeper. Hopefully we'll see a replay just to dissect that a little bit more, but for the time being, the visitors, who unhelpfully are in a green kit, which actually clashes with the pitch to some extent with our off-tube pictures, but they are in possession, as Hearts is always in there. Claret for full kit at home, and it's over towards the right-hand side here now with Boller under a bit of pressure. It's back towards Yayo. Now Horn down the left-hand side here to get something started. Demur rolling it in towards Kara. Kara now at the edge of the area, doesn't have enough space to go for goal himself, but he plays it into Boller, who's moved across into the middle. It's back with Kara again, clips the ball into the penalty area. It's cleared with a diving header by Finlay. And Hearts do scramble the ball away. Braga isn't able to keep possession though. You just get the feeling that the visitors are just starting to bed down, and it could potentially be difficult for Hearts to get back in possession because they're having to work very hard just to stop them at this rate. Yeah,
they're just chasing the game at the moment, aren't they? That's a great ball over the top, and it forces Altena in the end there to take evasive action. But you are right, ever since the opening sort of couple of minutes, the away side have really just started to dominate the ball in this one, and Hearts have got to be wary of that. You can't chase the entire game. You're going to get tired towards the end, and you're going to sort of open up the gaps for yourself, and that's where SK Rapid are going to look to hurt you.
They are. It was a great bit of control actually from Altena to flick that one up in the air and then clear it, and his side since then have actually been able to just take the sting out of this Rapid possession, and now they're trying to go forward. They're going to win themselves a free kick here down the left-hand side as well at Hearts. Bit of a clumsy challenge there on McPake. Gets a quick high five. I think it was Boller, the right back, that just trod on him there a little bit. So this will be a free kick to Hearts. And now we get a replay again. It's Adamson with the through ball, just a little back heel. Trying to see who it was who actually had the shot in the end. Is that Sadel with the effort? Certainly wasn't the strikers, because Adamson was the man actually involved in the build-up. So it wasn't a forward going for goal. I think it was Matthias Sadel had the effort on goal, but it was well saved by Royce. But it was pretty much straight at him. Going to be a free kick then to Hearts, as I mentioned. It's a long way out from goal, but they are going to try and loft this into the penalty area. Long ball here from Blair Spittle into the penalty area. It's a good ball as well. It's headed down, but it's headed down and away for a goal kick. Ideally, that header from Mackenzie would have actually been towards a teammate, but all he could do really, and then was just direct it towards goal, and it goes wide.
Yeah, I think his intention would probably have been to put it back across goal and have someone else attacking it. He just keeps himself onside at the last second. But yeah, it's over his head. He's also getting challenged to the ball there by Svetkovic, I believe it is. So it's a tough one for him there, but that's better from Hearts. It's their first sort of real moment in the match. First time they've actually got the ball up in towards the Rapid box. So more encouraging signs, but still look comfortable in the away side.
Yeah, they still do. Ball played back towards the goalkeeper, then Heddle clears it up towards the halfway line, headed forward by McCart. Bit of a scramble for it there, but Miller can't keep possession, and it is Rapid Vienna now on the attack down the left-hand side here with Yusuf Demore, and he gets to the penalty area. There's an overlap here as well from Horn, and Horn then puts one into the 6-yard box. It's a great chance. Oh, what a save by Royce. That should be one. We've said that already this evening in the last 5 minutes. That is superb from Royce. The previous effort was straight at him there. He really had to stretch to save that. I think it was Adamson with the strike. But again, Rapid are finding these gaps, and you just feel it's only a matter of time before they get another clear-cut chance. As Spittle there wins the ball back for Hearts, but the away side are really on it now.
Yeah, really turning the screw now. Rapid Vienna, and Royce is going to be thanked a lot there by his teammates. That is a fantastic save. If you thought the first one was good, this one's even better.
It's Boller actually, isn't it?
Boller, is it? It's the right back who's made the run for the Hungarian, number 77 for Rapid Vienna, but does pretty much everything right. He puts it towards the corner. He just connects with the ball, doesn't have to put the power on it himself, and that is just a wonderful save from the goalkeeper who's kept Hearts level.
Has kept Hearts level for now, but for how much longer? You just get the feeling that they're going to put these diagonal balls in. They're going to have the ball on the deck as well. Hearts already looking like they're trying to just chase the game a little bit. This is not enough in that Hearts midfield right now for them to really be able to dominate, as the ball is played through the middle this time. It does just get away from Sadel. It's now Hearts in possession at the edge of their own penalty area here with Finlay and Mackenzie. Is now over towards the right-hand side. Altena taking a bit of a risk there, almost running into trouble, but he just about keeps his side in possession. And it's rolled down this left-hand side. McCart playing it forward. Roll there, pushing into the penalty area. What a great run. This is all the way into the box, but just gave himself a little bit too much to do in the end there, Claudio Braga. But I suppose that nothing's happening in midfield, so I suppose he felt like he had to do something all by himself.
Yeah, just tried to create something out of nothing, didn't he? Got pretty close to actually doing it as well. It's a fantastic run down the left side. First time we've properly seen him on the ball so far in this game. Just didn't really have any support though. In the end, didn't have any overlapping runs. No one was sort of waiting for it in the centre as well. A little bit disjointed in the attack there from Hearts, but it did just fizzle out. Now here come the away side again.
They do, but that's great covering there in midfield from McKenzie to win the ball back for his team, and now Hearts are in possession. Claudio Braga again being crowded out. You just get the feeling that Rapid are trying to focus on Claudio Braga. I think they've decided that he is the most dangerous player in this Hearts team. Every time he gets on the ball, he just seems to have that little bit more attention compared to his teammates. But for the time being, it is Hearts in possession on the halfway line. They really are struggling to get anything in the final third. McKenzie over towards the right-hand side. Altena, good little turn just to keep his side in possession, and then a nice through ball into midfield. Kept alive by Braga, and then out towards the left-hand side here for McPake. McPake at the edge of the area, going back, a strike coming in. It was an effort from Tom Reno, but that is charged down. And this is, unfortunately for Hearts, what they're being forced into doing, either crosses into the box or shots from range. But now it's McPake again, 25 yards. Oh, that's a lovely through ball into Braga. His strike is blocked by Cvetkovic, and that will be the first corner of the evening for Hearts.
Yeah, brilliant from McPake there. Just a reverse pass into the box. It takes a few defenders out of the game, and Braga's made that run before anyone else. He's trying to G up the crowd as well as a result of it. Hearts just starting to grow into this one now. Braga getting involved, McPake as well, exactly what they're wanting, and now they've got a set piece as a reward.
You do indeed. First corner kick of the evening for Hearts. They've had one long free kick into the box, which in fairness did actually cause problems momentarily, but what's the corner kick going to be like? It's towards the back post. Good confident punch from the keeper, and then a volley way over the bar. I think that might have been Jordi Altena. No, it wasn't, in fact, coming in on that right-hand side. I think it was Spittle in the end with the effort, but no, it's crashed over the bar. It was Reno, in fact. I'll get it right third time round. But in any case, Tom Reno hits it way over the bar, and we can see Woods Ranikin looking a little bit concerned because he knows that his side have got to use those rare set pieces better because it's not really happening in open play.
No, it isn't so far, and got excited for Hearts there for a moment, and Spittle just absolutely crashes one into the stands. A bit of a waste there. I mean, there was no one sort of close to him to bring the ball down, so maybe he just thought, better off having a crack here. Maybe if I keep it low and hard, it could deflect and we could get a bit of luck from it. Not to be in the end though for Reno, of course, took the volley on. Better from Hearts though. Again, we have seen them have the ball at least in the Rapid Vienna half rather than it being the other way around.
Absolutely, and we need to see more of that from the Edinburgh side, because for the time being it's the side from Vienna. What I say, in terms of picturesque cities, Edinburgh and Vienna, you can't really get much better than that, absolutely, in terms of history and a beautiful sort of weekend away, etc. But in terms of the pitch, it really is the Austrian side that are looking more accomplished right now. And they've had two really good chances, and I think Johannes Thorpe would say that his side really should have at least taken one of them. First chance there for Seidel was struck at the goalkeeper, but then Boller, as Josh mentioned, didn't really do anything wrong. He did try to find the corner. It was just an excellent stretching save from Royce. Bit of head tennis here in midfield, but Hearts do eventually control it. Miller, who is actually playing in midfield, we weren't sure if he was going to be in that back line this evening, goes back towards Altena. And Braga immediately hounded out of it as Vienna back in possession. Ball getting away from Kabore. He can't get into the game at all. McPake's had a couple of moments, but Kabore's anonymous so far.
Yeah, I think we've only mentioned him once so far when we were trying to work out what sort of position he was playing. Kabore's been completely marked out of it so far. Braga's been able to have at least one drive, but barely a touch so far for Kabore in the opposition half, so they've got to get him involved more in the game. As I say, that they'll good ball into the box.
Oh, it's a good ball. You're absolutely right. It's a ball in from Horn from the left-hand side. It got a slight nick off McKenzie, and I think that just guided it away from Adamson. In fact, it wasn't even Adamson that was waiting on the end of that one. He was still arriving inside the penalty area. So again, it was Seidel, the midfielder, flying into the box, but now Hearts get the ball away quickly from their own penalty. Too quickly, in fact. It's played over the top here by Spitzel. Miller hit the deck, but I'm not sure he was fouled. If he's got a free kick there, then that's a bit of a bonus, because I think they were going to lose the ball with that pass anyway. Yeah, they were. It's played over the top to no real avail, really. Hearts aren't going to even go forward with this free kick. Looks like they're going to take it backwards, but that's a great ball in there from Arnold. I just thought it was a wonderful piece of defending as well from McKenzie. When he's sliding in like that, I think it's quite dangerous. You could quite easily, if you miss it, then the striker's got a great chance, or you could touch that and it could go absolutely anywhere, and maybe out for corner, or maybe even force your goalkeeper into another save. So he did really well there, the Irishman. No, he did, and he'll be very pleased that he was able to do it. 18.5 minutes on the clock, unofficial independent off Tube Studio commentary. It is goalless at Tynecastle, but you get the feeling it's not going to be goalless by half time. because the away side really are creating some decent attacking possession. The Hearts are trying to respond with a couple of moments themselves, but haven't really done anything to force Niklas Hedl into any kind of save so far, other than trying to punch a couple of crosses clear. His Hearts in possession now, back towards Stuart Finlay. Now it's Jamie McCart over the halfway line. Has options here. He plays a long diagonal ball to his opposite number, to Altena, the right back, and Altena now trying a cross, an early cross. It's not a bad idea, but it's too high for Cabor and it's too far away from Braga. Yeah,
goalkeeper did well with that one as well. Hedl, I think, sees what he's trying to do there. Braga is actually unmarked in the box. He has just found the gap between the two centre-backs. Can't quite get to the end of it, though, in the end. Hedl is out and he's always going to win that battle, being the goalkeeper. Nice idea, though, from Altena. First time we've seen him really on the ball down the right side, and not a bad effort.
Not a bad effort at all, and Vienna now back in possession here with Amane. Just rolling it back towards Svetkovic. Bola back into the middle again. Amane just playing it back towards Seidel. As the visitors now being forced back on a rare occasion. It's now Vienna that are having to go back into their own half. Hearts just pressing a little bit higher. Cabore getting all the way to the penalty area. But the goalkeeper alongside Arroyo are able to keep the visitors in possession. Now, there's no rush here for Hedl at all, as no one is really closing him down. Now he decides to play it long ball, very long ball in fact, all the way over the halfway line and heading towards the Hearts penalty area. The Hearts defenders have their arm up for an obvious offside as far as they're concerned. No flag up for the time being, so we play on, and it is with Bola down the right-hand side now. Him and Demore pushing forward. Bola into the penalty area. Options here for Carra, so he rolls it back in towards Adamson. Adamson's ball across the penalty area. Miller almost gets there, but it's played back in towards the Hearts penalty area again. Adamson is there, wanted to go for goal, but just too many Hearts bodies in the way. But Bola does really well to keep this ball alive, and it's out towards Demore here, breaking into the penalty area, looking to try and tee up a teammate, but once again, a good challenge there at the edge of the box. It was Spittle this time getting the ball away, but Horn now keeps it alive for Rapid down the left-hand side. He goes on the overlap himself and puts it into the 6-yard box. It's blocked and it's cleared, and then now Tenor doing his best to avoid giving away a corner. He's done well actually to keep that ball alive for Hearts before it's eventually cleared by McKenzie. But yeah, it's hard work for Hearts at the moment.
Yeah, it is. They've done well there just to sort of keep composed at the back. There's a few times where it looked like Rapid Vienna were going to be sort of getting in behind them. Just managed to stay strong in the end. It was great play down the left from the away team, involving the likes of Horn, Adamson again, who's been popping up quite a few times so far in this one. There's been a free kick given now to Hearts, and once again the away side not too happy about it. It's Raoul, isn't it, who's giving it away, sort of on the back of Braga. It was turned away. Mane also clipping away at him. The centre back with the foul.
I just wonder if it's like an accumulation of 5 or 6 little bites on Braga there, because as you say, that the two Amane and Royo, they were both trying to sort of just displace them a little bit, and eventually just a little bit too much contact there from the big centre back, but it's been taken short. It seemed, apart from one free kick that Hearts had in the first few minutes where they sent it long from the halfway line, every free kick since has been taken short along the half. I just wonder if that's something that's come from the bench, because they'd prefer Hearts to keep a possession for a little bit longer. Yeah,
it's a little bit negative though, isn't it? I think you should be getting on the front foot as much as you can. Whenever they've done these short free kicks, they've ended up just going long anyway with the open play.
That is the problem, isn't it? If you've got a team that have been instructed not to take free kicks or goal kicks long, well then they won't, but 2 or 3 passes later they panic and they end up just booting it long anyway, and the team further up the field isn't really ready for it. So it's something that the manager and the players on the field have got to try and get right. Appreciate that it's very much in vogue now for never clearing it long, but now Hearts have won the ball back, and Cabore is waiting an age there. Maybe he should have had a shout of man on, because he had a good opportunity at the edge of the box to either go towards goal himself or to try and play it square. And in the end, he just robbed of it quite easily.
Yeah, that's poor, that, isn't it, there from Cabore? Especially, I mean, if no one's shouting man on, then it's poor from a whole team perspective. But if he's aware there, he wants so much time on the ball. There was a good chance there to get forward. Rapid Vienna have made a mistake. You can sort of push forward and try and overwhelm them. And he just takes an absolute age on the ball, gets his pocket picked. That's a waste there for Hearts, a waste for Cabore, who has been quiet in this match, and that's not going to help him.
Well, the two managers just shaking hands there. They obviously felt as though there was something happening on the field there that had a bit of mutual understanding there, Mr. Rannikin and Mr. Thorpe, but for the time being they'll both have their thoughts as to how this first half has gone. We are over the 23rd minute now. It is goalless here at Tynecastle, and it will be Josh to take us through to half-time.
Yeah, thank you very much, Paul. Interesting point in the game. It felt like the away side were definitely on top during the early stages, and they were having a few big chances. 2 big saves from the Hearts goalkeeper Royce. does mean that we are still at goalless. Hearts threatening to maybe have a few more chances. They haven't really created anything of note so far in this one, but can always change. It's now with Rapid down that left side. Good turn inside from Dahl. He keeps on going. It's a deflected ball. Hearts get it clear. Kabore now will try and clear. Braga is not quite on the end of that one, so it will just roll out for a throw in before the halfway line. It's a big night in Scottish football as well, isn't it? Really, could be a couple of big nights. Of course, we saw Celtic last night beating another Austrian side in the form of LASK. That was in Champions League.
A couple of belting goals in that as well.
Yeah, definitely. There's 3 other fixtures involving Scottish sides tonight as well. Ghent are currently goalless with Hibernian. Motherwell took an early lead against Europa League finalists last season, Freiburg. However, they've been pegged back to 1-1 now. It's still goalless between Rangers and Jablonec of Czechia. So we'll keep an eye on those scores throughout the course of the evening. Not much happening in the meantime at Tynecastle. Possession again just being exchanged between the two sides, and Hearts actually caught offside there from a long ball forward. So Rapid Vienna with another free kick well inside their own half. Campbell's focusing on Dahl, who's lively when he has been given possession over on that left side. A few of those Rapid players could pose a few problems. Rapid Vienna now once again playing out from the back, slow possession before the goalkeeper is forced to go long with it. It's a great distance. He manages to get quite a bit of distance behind these kicks, doesn't he, so far, the Austrian keeper, whenever he's called into action, as Miller there is something away over on the far side. The referee pointing the way of a free kick for Vienna. Back now towards Royal. Now inside as well for Seidel to take forward. Turns back though towards Boller instead, who had that big chance to put Rapid Vienna in front. Didn't quite work out. Hearts have won it back now. Once again, the one-touch passing won't come off for them, and Svetkovic can take it off of him. Here's Demir now coming forward. Turns onto his left foot again in towards Amane in the centre. Wants to chip one to that far post, but has to settle for Boller instead. Over to his right. He's got Braga absolutely all over his heels. Peck as well. Win the ball back for the home side. Mane in space now in the centre, driving forward. He's got Kabore on him. There's a man gone down, but play will keep on going for Rapid Vienna. Once again, the one-touch passing those left them on this occasion. Hearts, can they finally break out their own defensive third? It's Altena. Risky pass into the middle for Spittle. There's a sliding challenge there from Adamson. He's won it back for Rapid Vienna. Can they get turned around quick enough though to catch Hearts out? They won't manage it in the end. Possession's just sort of exchanging between them both at the moment. Sort of seeing a lack of quality.
Yeah, it seems to be that maybe just Hearts being that little bit busier in their own half is making it that little bit harder now for Vienna to do anything. But the bottom line is Vienna are still on the ball, so there's always that chance they could create something, whereas Hearts are struggling to get any possession at all right now.
Certainly are. Svetkovic all the way back to his goalkeeper. There's also another fixture taking place available on our service this evening. That comes in the form of EFL League One action. Sheffield Wednesday hosting Bradford City in a Yorkshire rivalry at Hillsborough. To keep an eye on again, as both sides had good starts to their League One campaigns, but Rapid Vienna again now just can't quite make it work with the final passes. Hearts again back in possession, but that is a terrible ball across the face of the pitch. It's Adamson coming forward, left-footed strike towards the bottom left corner, and it's a save in the end there once again from Royce. Not quite as good as his other two saves. A terrible pass from Altena, not sure what he was thinking, and Adamson just couldn't quite catch it.
No, he couldn't, and so I don't know if he was trying to really just get that bit of zip off the turf, or he was really trying to place it into the corner, but there was nowhere near enough power in that one to ever cause any problems there.
No, there certainly wasn't. He's in quite the form as well at the moment, is Tony Adamson. He got 4 goals in the last round of Conference League Qualifying against GA Kane, an 8-0 win in Vienna. He'll definitely be looking for another result like that, although I'm not sure it's going to be quite as one-sided. I'm sure he'd just take the single goal if it meant his side came away with a positive result. 28 minutes gone at Tynecastle. Still goals between Hearts and Rapid Vienna. Lovely skill there from Braga, and he's hauled down over on that far side. Are we about to see the first yellow card of the game? Referee's jogging over towards Horn, who's putting the thumbs up and just saying you don't need to take that one any further. I don't think he is as well. Braga's still looking like the danger man and draws the foul there.
No, but with lip reading, the referee says there was one there, no more. So he's got his final warning. I mean, he sees his teammate lose possession. There's a sneaky little rake of the rake. Sorry, that's probably an exaggeration. It's a trip. But think, considering that we're 28 minutes into the game, I think there's more than one UEFA referee that could have booked him for that. But the referee generally, it's not been a physical game so far, so maybe the referee is trying to keep a lid on the cards for now.
Yeah, he's trying to keep it lenient, isn't it, for the time being. So if the game can flow a little bit better. Here is now McCart, just driving over the halfway line. Obviously, it's still Renault by the looks of things. He's playing over on that left side. I think they miss Harry Milner, don't they, quite a lot. It's obviously being injured and not having him in the team after he had such a great season won't help. I'll bring Paul in a moment as Rapid Vienna have won the ball high up the pitch. It's Dahl who's trying to burst into the box. It's strong defending though from McKenty. It's going to go out for a corner, over on that far side. Once again, the Irishman being called across.
Yeah, and he deserves the high fives he's getting now because his team were caught in midfield and it was pretty much down to him. He had to get across and make sure he put a good challenge in, and he really did as well. It is a good challenge, making sure that ball goes out of play and never any risk of giving away a penalty.
Yeah, it was always going to come off best there, I think, in a sort of 1v1 duel against the Norwegian Dahl. But they have got this set piece now, and a few tall players in the box for Rapid Vienna. Oh yeah, definitely one of those. He's sort of on the goal line at the moment, being marked out by Braga. They'll actually go short with the set piece and moved out towards the edge of the box. The shot will come in as well, and there's the header, and it's into the top corner, and it's that man at the centre back. It's Raoul who takes the lead for Rapid Vienna, completely unmarked in the box. A nice routine, in all fairness to the Austrians, but Hearts will be disappointed with that one. Half an hour gone, it's Hearts 0, Rapid Vienna 1.
When you think of all the attacking possession that Hearts have soaked up, all the good work they've done in midfield, to just get beaten by a good ball and then a tall player at the back post unmarked will be really frustrating. Is there any hint of not even a chance of there being offside? And it's a very good header, but I mean, it's, as you say, all he's doing is guiding the ball in after a really good cross, and he's got all the time and all the space he needs there to make sure he gets in the corner. And Royce, who's done some heroics in the Hearts goal, nothing he can do with that.
Yeah, there's absolutely no chance there. Is the goalkeeper, he's just rooted to the spot there as the header is made against him. But a great moment for Serge Philippe Raoult. It's his goal. It's a big goal as well in the context of the entire tie. You think now Rapid Vienna, they're probably happy with a 1-0, aren't they, going into that second leg? Can they just afford to sit back now, or do you think they should go on the attack mode?
I think they should go for it. We cannot restart yet though, Josh, because it looks like the referee is being told by VAR just to check things. I mean, to say there's no chance that Raoult can be offside, but well, we'll see here. No. Ooh, I tell you what, this is where the camera angle can sometimes lie to you. From the first replay, I thought there was a couple of yards in it. Now, when I see it again, it's actually a little bit closer. But so this is just a little delay now, as Mr. Lukian Tsoukas is just saying that we are going to have to check to see if it is an offside. And as I say, this could be, well, Hearts have already had a couple of get-out-of-jail-free cards with those great saves from Royce. They'll be using up all their lives if this is disallowed for offside as well.
Yeah, they certainly will. It's Finlay, isn't it, who's the sort of furthest man back in the end. I agree with you. I thought initially after seeing it, it looked absolutely miles on side, but when they slow it down and they pause it, it actually looks a lot tighter, and this is why we've got a bit of a lengthy check at the moment. Raoult didn't even score a single goal for Rapid Vienna last season. He's only got one goal for the club. That came in the 24-25 season. That was in the Austrian Bundesliga. He's having a long way at the moment to find out if he's off the mark for this campaign. Again, the referee just sort of stood still, listening in his earpiece. Seidel Finlay standing with him still at the moment. 32.5 minutes gone, and have we got the first goal of this Conference League playoff tie?
It's Premier League refs doing the VAR tonight. Well, it's taken a very long time, aren't they? But yeah, it probably is just it's that split second of when the ball is coming in and it's getting that line just right, because from the camera angle we have, it's not quite in line with the offside. It's a little bit in front of it, and it looked to us like Raoult was very much onside. But now we're just having to have a bit more of a delay here as both managers, and now I think it has been confirmed. It is a goal.
Yeah, subtle points of the sort of the centre circle there from the referee confirms that Rapid Vienna do have their lead. Raoult, it went quite a long time there, didn't it, for that to be given, but ultimately Rapid Vienna do have the lead in this one. 33 minutes gone, and it's not going to plan so far for Heart of Midlothian, finishing second in the SPL last season. Probably were thinking that they were at least going to get some form of European football, but
yeah, well,
don't end up with any.
If you'd have said to them at the end of last season that there's more chance that by the middle of August there's more chance of Motherwell being in European competitions than Hearts, they wouldn't have believed it. But it just goes to show how quickly things can unravel in football sometimes.
Yeah, it certainly can. Celtic as well, who were supposedly having a bit of a horror campaign. They ended up winning the league, and it's quite likely they might be playing in the Champions League as well for next season, at least the Europa League. We'll have to see how their second leg goes, but Hearts trying to respond. Now a shot will come in from range. It's always rising in the end there from Finlay. Never any sort of worry for the goalkeeper. It might have been Spittle, actually, the Hearts captain, who's taken that one from range. Sort of approaches it. He's always never confident, just absolutely slices it into the stands.
Yeah, not the best at all on that occasion, but they have to respond in some way. At least they've got forward and tried to have a go. But this is where Hearts have also got to show their composure, because whilst it isn't a good thing to concede first in this game, it is only 34 minutes gone in a two-legged match. There is still plenty of time. The only question is whether Hearts can galvanise themselves enough to actually really put pressure on Rapid, because they haven't done it so far in this game.
No, they certainly haven't. Can that change now? That's a great touchdown from Spittle towards McPake, and Spittle's continued his run now on the edge of the box, knocks it behind for Braga to continue the attack, pulls it into the box. It's good football from Hearts. Ultimately, though, doesn't result in a chance. Rapid Vienna clear their lines, and they're on the counter-attack now. It's Demir who's bringing it over the halfway line. Adamson driving into space up ahead of him. Demir keeps going though for the time being. Now moves inside, he knocks it back towards Amane. Maybe the chance on the counter-attack just about gone now for the away team, as Hearts have got players back. There's a heavy touch behind. Once again, it's sort of exchanging hands of possession between the two teams. Getting stuck in there is Adamson. It's a good touch back towards his teammate. Demir keeps the attack flowing as well. It's now with Amane again, but Adamson ultimately forced back towards the halfway line. And again, nice football from Hearts, just lacking that substance.
Yeah, it's a lot of hard work and no end result so far for Hearts. That's been the case in going forward and in midfield, really. In defence, they've actually done well to stifle quite a bit of that Rapid possession, but of course there have been a few clear-cut chances and a goal as well. And it's just, you just feel as though it's just going to get a little bit too much for Hearts. So in many ways, half-time can't come soon enough, really, for Vraniken's side.
No, it certainly can't. We've got just under 10 minutes left to go until that is the reality as well. Hearts trailing by a single goal to nil to SK Rapid Vienna at Tynecastle as it stands. We're finally showing a replay as well of the lines, and that is unbelievably tight.
It's much closer. It just goes to show you how sometimes that initial view, the initial replay, and it's also very important where that camera actually is in relation to the offside, because from our perspective it looked like there was no doubt at all that he was onside, but that replay just shows that it was pretty much just half a shoulder in it.
Yeah, a couple of half-time scores now starting to roll in those other conference game involving Scottish sides. Hibernian, again, that got underway at half-7, as did Motherwell and Freiburg. Both games currently in draws. Hibernian goalless, Motherwell 1-1 with Freiburg. Rangers still goalless themselves as well after kicking off at the same time as Hearts and Rapid Vienna. Hearts now have an attack down that right side. Good skill there from Miller as well, as he tries to burst into the box. Has he won a corner? He hasn't, as the horn there. Just about take it off of the byline. Not a great clearance though, and Hearts can now consolidate possession on the halfway line. It's Findlay over towards McCart. Heavy touch inside, and actually good feet in the end there from the defender. He's kept on going and moving forward. He finds McPake over on the left side. He's carried out by two players, but moves inside. The McPake will go for goal as well, and it's a shot on target for Hearts. A low-driven one from their winger McPake. Ultimately, the goalkeeper does see it most of the way and can get down to make the save.
He makes a decent save, but it was never that power. You always felt as though it was a shot going low towards the near post, so the goalkeeper really doesn't have that much ground to cover, but he still has to make sure that he gets his body in front of it, which he did. And in the end, it's an easy save for him. But that's what we need to see more of Hearts, just having that little bit more of a drive to get forward, because they haven't put enough pressure on the Rapid defence so far.
Yeah, I've been impressed with McPake whenever he's actually been able to get on the ball and drive at defenders. Just sort of weaved his way through two of them there before he eventually took that shot on. Much more positive play though from the home side. They want to see more of that. They won't want to see this though. The goalkeeper Heddle just sort of having it on the edge of the box at the moment. Again, goes long with that kick up towards Demir, who's a bit of a physical mismatch for Findlay. Just heads it away from him. I should say is the man heading it away from him, but it's now back to Bollert. Svetkovic all the way again towards the goalkeeper. He won't go along this time, and Hearts are sensing the chance to get the press on. It's a great ball though through the centre. Just a heavy touch from Adamson in the end. Couldn't quite take it into his stride. Ball now at the back again with Royce. It's out towards McKinty, out towards Altena. Great touch to get away from Dowland. He's driving into space now past the halfway line. Altena still going. He finds Kabore. No, he just about can't. It wasn't the greatest pass to him, but I will say Kabore just sort of looks a bit heavy on his feet at the moment when it comes into
Yeah, I'm not sure whether they're thinking about a substitution at half-time, whether or not it's not maybe not necessarily just because Kabore is playing badly. Maybe just tactically it's not working because they have got three supposedly forward players in Kabore, McPake, and Braga. Braga's trying to do something. McPake's had a couple of good moments, but as you said, Kabore is just can't get into the game, and that isn't all down to him. But he has to do a little bit more, I think.
Yeah, he does need more service, but he doesn't seem to be buzzing around as much. Hearts have won it back though in a good position. Shot will come in from range, and that wasn't far away at all. It just whistles past the post, of course. It's come from Braga, the most exciting player in a Hearts shirt so far this evening. It just dropped for him after a bit of a battle on the edge of the box. He fired it. Keeper was very interested, but wasn't getting there.
Would have been a glorious goal. I mean, it's a long way out. It's a tight angle as well. He really does put his laces through it, just trying to find that inside of the post, just dragging it wide in the end. But these are little glimmers for Hearts that they weren't having 10 to 15 minutes ago, so there is some sort of response. There just needs to be more of it.
Certainly does. Just about 5 minutes left to go until the half-time break. Hearts still trailing Rapid Vienna by a single goal to nil. That's the difference between them at the two sides. The goal from the centre-back, Brauyau, putting the away side 1-0 up in this two-legged tie, of course. This being the first leg, as Hearts again successful with their press momentarily. Miller, nice bit of defending over on that far side. Out for a throw-in for Rapid Vienna. Taken quickly, now put into the middle. Adamson has to be careful under pressure from McPake, so he can only put it forward and into the feet there of McCart. Knocks it back to Finley, who will again go long up in the air. Kabora's won the header on. Braga trying to make the run off of him. Raul has to be careful with the header back towards his goalkeeper. Times it to perfection though, does the Frenchman. So that might be what they're trying now with Kabora, just getting on the flick-ons and having Braga running behind him. See if that develops throughout the rest of this first half and maybe into the second half as well. Here's Spittle, just in the centre of the park, knocking it back towards McCart. Altena, back to the goalkeeper now inside his own 6-yard box. That's out wide towards McCart, who is playing as a left back as we thought he would be before the game. He needs to be careful though, almost caught out by Boller. Foul given though by the referee, and that's going to get the ball back on the floor. So back towards Finley, across to his centre-back teammate McKenzie. Now Altena over on that far side.
I think I've got to say, Josh, that since Rapid have scored that goal, Hearts have actually stepped it up. They are seeing more of the ball, and Rapid have just given it away again. Yeah,
it might be the best spell of the game so far. Can they make the most of it, just as we say that? Altena with a needless pass through the defence, and it is intercepted. They'll try and drive forward the away side as well through Kara, the striker, we haven't actually mentioned too much of so far for Rapid Vienna. A few touches there, drove it forward, one side of throw-in. They've gone negative with it though, and all the way back towards the goalkeeper, Heddle. Takes it out of his feet, finds Svetkovic. Pressure though again from the Hearts attack. Heddle will then go along with these kicks, can get some real distance on it. Can the Austrian. Hearts will go forward with a long ball of their own. It'll trick all the way through and out for a throw-in. Braga thought for a moment it might be to Hearts, but it has been given to the away side. Great feet there from Adamson. He's dispossessed, but again at the expense of another throw-in. Side in green. Boller taking his time to take this throw in as well. Rapid Vienna will be very happy if they can just get in at the break 1-0 up like this. They've been put under pressure probably more in the last couple of minutes or so than they have been for the rest of the game.
They have been, but if you'd have said to them before the game 1-0 at half-time with Hearts having a couple of speculative efforts from outside the box, they would have been very happy with that. They are the away team. I think that considering the chances that they didn't take, they probably would say that 1-0 is not really enough punishment for Hearts, but does make it a little bit more entertaining for the neutral, because I do think there is a goal in this game for Hearts. It's whether or not they can score it before Rapid score again.
Yeah, definitely will be interesting to see. Royce has got himself a goal kick now after Rapid Vienna attack broke down over on that far side. About 2.5 minutes left to go until the half-time break. Royce will go along with it, looking for that left channel, almost headed on by McKinsey. In fact, he's done really well. I should say it's actually McCart. He's won his side of a throw-in, about halfway inside Rapid Vienna half. He's just slowly moving forward before throwing the ball back, and it's quite a bit there with Braga. It's actually shoved away by Kara, but Hearts retain possession. McKinsey over towards Altena on that far side again. It's threatening an attack, but back in towards McKinsey. Spittle coming short for it. There goes Finley again, out wide towards McCart, halfway line. Steps forward before finding McPake, who always looks positive when he's on it. That is not a great moment though from the Scottish winger. In fact, well, he's won a free kick. He might be lucky there because his pass was straight to a Rapid Vienna attacker. It's the number 18 Seidel who's given that one away. Not happy with the decision, but Hearts will now play on. Here is McPake on that left-hand side. He's got round his man in the form of Demir. Puts it back into the box. Great ball as well. Kabore slips over on it. Tried to go for that near post finish. And the angle was against him, but definitely didn't catch that right.
No, well, that move there just perfectly sums up how those two players are, what sort of evening they're having. McPake's been arguably the best player for Hearts in terms of the little passes and the little moves he's doing to try and unlock that Rapid defence. And Kabore, you said it in this game, heavy on his feet, doesn't look like he's in the game at all. That was a bit more unlucky. He just lost his balance, but it just seems to be that nothing's going his way so far this evening.
Yeah, not quite. We'll have to see if he lasts longer really into the second half. Nearly approaching the half-time break as well. Don't anticipate too much being added on. We had that lengthy VAR check, of course, but the game has played quite nicely other than that. No injuries. There goes McPake again. Brilliant running from him and puts it towards the far post. Exactly where you want a striker or a winger at the far post attacking that. No one on the end of it for Hearts, but another let-off there for Rapid Vienna. Poor clearance out towards Renault now. Will go for shot from range. And it's straight at the goalkeeper. He does have to go down a little bit, but again, looked like a fairly routine save.
It did. If Renault could have just put a bit more power into that so that he lifted it rather than driving it straight at the keeper. I mean, it's easier said than done. He was being closed down by a Vienna player just as he was going for that shot. But as you said, it was an easy one in the end for Hedl, who then sent it. His clearances are very long. I mean, that ball booted out of his hands ends up about 5 yards outside the Hearts penalty area as we go into 2 minutes of added time.
Yeah, 2 minutes added on at the end of this one. Does have an almighty kick on him, and it's interesting to see the dynamic there with the strikers. But Braga again going forward as Hearts look to end the half strongly. Braga just does too much in the end, but Amane with a heavy touch, a sliding tackle from Spittle, and it comes off of Amane last out for another throw-in for Hearts on this near side, halfway line. They'll go backwards with it. Is there time for one last chance before the end of the half for Hearts to draw level? McKinsey's driving the ball up the pitch. He'll go along with a crossfield ball, once again looking for McPake. It's a beauty of a pick out and a fantastic touch as well. Tries to cut inside. Demir with the final touch, and Hearts should get time to take this corner.
They should. They'll be looking to try and put some pressure on this Rapid defence, which they've not been able to do from open play so far. So they'll certainly be hoping that this set piece can give them that chance. They still have a minute of injury time to play, and it's going to be an in-swinger from Spittle from the left-hand side.
It certainly is. The centre-backs are all forward for it. Spittle will deliver it to the centre. It's a few players up in the air going for it. Braga will now head it back towards the danger area. Can they fall for a man in maroon? It can't. Kabore was trying to ask the question. Boller should get this one clear now. Hearts can't afford to give away a free kick. They haven't done it. It's fallen nicely for Miller. Can they get it forward? About 30 seconds left to go until half-time. Miller again now inside towards Spittle. Out wide again now for McCart. Plays in McPake, the danger man for Hearts. Touch to the outside. Left-footed ball will come into the near post. He sort of left himself with too much to do there with that initial touch. Took him too far wide and couldn't quite get the contact he wanted to find a player inside the box. That's going to come forward again. Another crossfield ball over towards Miller. Another superb pick out as well. He chests it down as Miller moves inside now as well. Chipped ball into the box. Easy head away though for Svetkovic. Back out towards Miller. Has he gone down there? As a foul, he hasn't, but Hearts will retain it. Braga trying to run through his man in the end, but they're not going to have time to carry that attack on. The referee blows for half-time at Tynecastle. Hearts trailing at the moment. It's Hearts 0, Rapid Vienna 1.
Half-time at Tynecastle, where it's Hearts 0, where Rapid Vienna 1, and it could have been even worse. Farts, a couple of early chances for the visitors, forcing great saves out to Royce. One was straight at him, but he had to do a good parry, and then stretching to save a shot from Boller. He couldn't do anything about the goal when it was a ball whipped in from the left-hand side, and a powerful header from an unmarked Serge-Philippe Raoult. There was a check for an offside, but the goal was confirmed. Since Hearts conceded that goal, they have actually improved a little bit. They've had a couple of shots from range, but not enough really to put enough pressure on Nicholas Hedlitz. Rapid, who lead 1-0. Half-time at Tynecastle, where it's Hearts 0, where Rapid Vienna 1, and it could have been even worse. Farts, a couple of early chances for the visitors, forcing great saves out to Royce. One was straight at him, but he had to do a good parry, and then stretching to save a shot from Boller. He couldn't do anything about the goal when it was a ball whipped in from the left-hand side, and a powerful header from an unmarked Serge-Philippe Raoult. There was a check for an offside, but the goal was confirmed. Since Hearts conceded that goal, they have actually improved a little bit. They've had a couple of shots from range, but not enough really to put enough pressure on Nicholas Hedlitz. Rapid, who lead 1-0. Half-time at Tynecastle, where it's Hearts 0, where Rapid Vienna 1, and it could have been even worse. Farts, a couple of early chances for the visitors, forcing great saves out to Royce. One was straight at him, but he had to do a good parry, and then stretching to save a shot from Boller. He couldn't do anything about the goal when it was a ball whipped in from the left-hand side, and a powerful header from an unmarked Serge-Philippe Raoult. There was a check for an offside, but the goal was confirmed. Since Hearts conceded that goal, they have actually improved a little bit. They've had a couple of shots from range, but not enough really to put enough pressure on Nicholas Hedlitz. Rapid, who lead 1-0. Half-time at Tynecastle, where it's Hearts 0, where Rapid Vienna 1, and it could have been even worse. Farts, a couple of early chances for the visitors, forcing great saves out to Royce. One was straight at him, but he had to do a good parry, and then stretching to save a shot from Boller. He couldn't do anything about the goal when it was a ball whipped in from the left-hand side, and a powerful header from an unmarked Serge-Philippe Raoult. There was a check for an offside, but the goal was confirmed. Since Hearts conceded that goal, they have actually improved a little bit. They've had a couple of shots from range, but not enough really to put enough pressure on Nicholas Hedlitz. Rapid, who lead 1-0. Half-time at Tynecastle, where it's Hearts 0, where Rapid Vienna 1, and it could have been even worse. Farts, a couple of early chances for the visitors, forcing great saves out to Royce. One was straight at him, but he had to do a good parry, and then stretching to save a shot from Boller. He couldn't do anything about the goal when it was a ball whipped in from the left-hand side, and a powerful header from an unmarked Serge-Philippe Raoult. There was a check for an offside, but the goal was confirmed. Since Hearts conceded that goal, they have actually improved a little bit. They've had a couple of shots from range, but not enough really to put enough pressure on Nicholas Hedlitz. Rapid, who lead 1-0. Half-time at Tynecastle, where it's Hearts 0, where Rapid Vienna 1, and it could have been even worse. Farts, a couple of early chances for the visitors, forcing great saves out to Royce. One was straight at him, but he had to do a good parry, and then stretching to save a shot from Boller. He couldn't do anything about the goal when it was a ball whipped in from the left-hand side, and a powerful header from an unmarked Serge-Philippe Raoult. There was a check for an offside, but the goal was confirmed. Since Hearts conceded that goal, they have actually improved a little bit. They've had a couple of shots from range, but not enough really to put enough pressure on Nicholas Hedlitz. Rapid, who lead 1-0. Half-time at Tynecastle, where it's Hearts 0, where Rapid Vienna 1, and it could have been even worse. Farts, a couple of early chances for the visitors, forcing great saves out to Royce. One was straight at him, but he had to do a good parry, and then stretching to save a shot from Boller. He couldn't do anything about the goal when it was a ball whipped in from the left-hand side, and a powerful header from an unmarked Serge-Philippe Raoult. There was a check for an offside, but the goal was confirmed. Since Hearts conceded that goal, they have actually improved a little bit. They've had a couple of shots from range, but not enough really to put enough pressure on Nicholas Hedlitz. Rapid, who lead 1-0. Half-time at Tynecastle, where it's Hearts 0, where Rapid Vienna 1, and it could have been even worse. Farts, a couple of early chances for the visitors, forcing great saves out to Royce. One was straight at him, but he had to do a good parry, and then stretching to save a shot from Boller. He couldn't do anything about the goal when it was a ball whipped in from the left-hand side, and a powerful header from an unmarked Serge-Philippe Raoult. There was a check for an offside, but the goal was confirmed. Since Hearts conceded that goal, they have actually improved a little bit. They've had a couple of shots from range, but not enough really to put enough pressure on Nicholas Hedlitz. Rapid, who lead 1-0. Half-time at Tynecastle, where it's Hearts 0, where Rapid Vienna 1, and it could have been even worse. Farts, a couple of early chances for the visitors, forcing great saves out to Royce. One was straight at him, but he had to do a good parry, and then stretching to save a shot from Boller. He couldn't do anything about the goal when it was a ball whipped in from the left-hand side, and a powerful header from an unmarked Serge-Philippe Raoult. There was a check for an offside, but the goal was confirmed. Since Hearts conceded that goal, they have actually improved a little bit. They've had a couple of shots from range, but not enough really to put enough pressure on Nicholas Hedlitz. Rapid, who lead 1-0. Half-time at Tynecastle, where it's Hearts 0, where Rapid Vienna 1, and it could have been even worse. Farts, a couple of early chances for the visitors, forcing great saves out to Royce. One was straight at him, but he had to do a good parry, and then stretching to save a shot from Boller. He couldn't do anything about the goal when it was a ball whipped in from the left-hand side, and a powerful header from an unmarked Serge-Philippe Raoult. There was a check for an offside, but the goal was confirmed. Since Hearts conceded that goal, they have actually improved a little bit. They've had a couple of shots from range, but not enough really to put enough pressure on Nicholas Hedlitz. Rapid, who lead 1-0. Half-time at Tynecastle, where it's Hearts 0, where Rapid Vienna 1, and it could have been even worse. Vast couple of early chances for the visitors, forcing great saves out to Royce. One was straight at him, but he had to do a good parry, and then stretching to save a shot from Boller. He couldn't do anything about the goal when it was a ball whipped in from the left-hand side, and a powerful header from an unmarked Serge-Philippe Raoult. There was a check for an offside, but the goal was confirmed. Since Hearts conceded that goal, they have actually improved a little bit. They've had a couple of shots from range, but not enough really to put enough pressure on Nicholas Headlitz. Rapid who lead 1-0. Half-time at Tynecastle, where it's Hearts 0, where Rapid Vienna 1, and it could have been even worse. Vast couple of early chances for the visitors, forcing great saves out to Royce. One was straight at him, but he had to do a good parry, and then stretching to save a shot from Boller. He couldn't do anything about the goal when it was a ball whipped in from the left-hand side, and a powerful header from an unmarked Serge-Philippe Raoult. There was a check for an offside, but the goal was confirmed. Since Hearts conceded that goal, they have actually improved a little bit. They've had a couple of shots from range, but not enough really to put enough pressure on Nicholas Headlitz. Rapid who lead 1-0. Half-time at Tynecastle, where it's Hearts 0, where Rapid Vienna 1, and it could have been even worse. Vast couple of early chances for the visitors, forcing great saves out to Royce. One was straight at him, but he had to do a good parry, and then stretching to save a shot from Boller. He couldn't do anything about the goal when it was a ball whipped in from the left-hand side, and a powerful header from an unmarked Serge-Philippe Raoult. There was a check for an offside, but the goal was confirmed. Since Hearts conceded that goal, they have actually improved a little bit. They've had a couple of shots from range, but not enough really to put enough pressure on Nicholas Headlitz. Rapid who lead 1-0. Half-time at Tynecastle, where it's Hearts 0, where Rapid Vienna 1, and it could have been even worse. Vast couple of early chances for the visitors, forcing great saves out to Royce. One was straight at him, but he had to do a good parry, and then stretching to save a shot from Boller. He couldn't do anything about the goal when it was a ball whipped in from the left-hand side, and a powerful header from an unmarked Serge-Philippe Raoult. There was a check for an offside, but the goal was confirmed. Since Hearts conceded that goal, they have actually improved a little bit. They've had a couple of shots from range, but not enough really to put enough pressure on Nicholas Headlitz. Rapid who lead 1-0. Half-time at Tynecastle, where it's Hearts 0, where Rapid Vienna 1, and it could have been even worse. Vast couple of early chances for the visitors, forcing great saves out to Royce. One was straight at him, but he had to do a good parry, and then stretching to save a shot from Boller. He couldn't do anything about the goal when it was a ball whipped in from the left-hand side, and a powerful header from an unmarked Serge-Philippe Raoult. There was a check for an offside, but the goal was confirmed. Since Hearts conceded that goal, they have actually improved a little bit. They've had a couple of shots from range, but not enough really to put enough pressure on Nicholas Headlitz. Rapid who lead 1-0. Half-time at Tynecastle, where it's Hearts 0, where Rapid Vienna 1, and it could have been even worse. Vast couple of early chances for the visitors, forcing great saves out to Royce. One was straight at him, but he had to do a good parry, and then stretching to save a shot from Boller. He couldn't do anything about the goal when it was a ball whipped in from the left-hand side, and a powerful header from an unmarked Serge-Philippe Raoult. There was a check for an offside, but the goal was confirmed. Since Hearts conceded that goal, they have actually improved a little bit. They've had a couple of shots from range, but not enough really to put enough pressure on Nicholas Headlitz. Rapid who lead 1-0. Half-time at Tynecastle, where it's Hearts 0, where Rapid Vienna 1, and it could have been even worse. Vast couple of early chances for the visitors, forcing great saves out to Royce. One was straight at him, but he had to do a good parry, and then stretching to save a shot from Boller. He couldn't do anything about the goal when it was a ball whipped in from the left-hand side, and a powerful header from an unmarked Serge-Philippe Raoult. There was a check for an offside, but the goal was confirmed. Since Hearts conceded that goal, they have actually improved a little bit. They've had a couple of shots from range, but not enough really to put enough pressure on Nicholas Headlitz. Rapid who lead 1-0. Half-time at Tynecastle, where it's Hearts 0, where Rapid Vienna 1, and it could have been even worse. Vast couple of early chances for the visitors, forcing great saves out to Royce. One was straight at him, but he had to do a good parry, and then stretching to save a shot from Boller. He couldn't do anything about the goal when it was a ball whipped in from the left-hand side, and a powerful header from an unmarked Serge-Philippe Raoult. There was a check for an offside, but the goal was confirmed. Since Hearts conceded that goal, they have actually improved a little bit. They've had a couple of shots from range, but not enough really to put enough pressure on Nicholas Headlitz. Rapid who lead 1-0. Half-time at Tynecastle, where it's Hearts 0, where Rapid Vienna 1, and it could have been even worse. Vast couple of early chances for the visitors, forcing great saves out to Royce. One was straight at him, but he had to do a good parry, and then stretching to save a shot from Boller. He couldn't do anything about the goal when it was a ball whipped in from the left-hand side, and a powerful header from an unmarked Serge-Philippe Raoult. There was a check for an offside, but the goal was confirmed. Since Hearts conceded that goal, they have actually improved a little bit. They've had a couple of shots from range, but not enough really to put enough pressure on Nicholas Headlitz. Rapid who lead 1-0. Half-time at Tynecastle, where it's Hearts 0, where Rapid Vienna 1, and it could have been even worse. Vast couple of early chances for the visitors, forcing great saves out to Royce. One was straight at him, but he had to do a good parry, and then stretching to save a shot from Boller. He couldn't do anything about the goal when it was a ball whipped in from the left-hand side, and a powerful header from an unmarked Serge-Philippe Raoult. There was a check for an offside, but the goal was confirmed. Since Hearts conceded that goal, they have actually improved a little bit. They've had a couple of shots from range, but not enough really to put enough pressure on Nicholas Headlitz. Rapid who lead 1-0. Half-time at Tynecastle, where it's Hearts 0, where Rapid Vienna 1, and it could have been even worse. Fast couple of early chances for the visitors, forcing great saves out to Royce. One was straight at him, but he had to do a good parry, and then stretching to save a shot from Boller. He couldn't do anything about the goal when it was a ball whipped in from the left-hand side, and a powerful header from an unmarked Serge-Philippe Raoult. There was a check for an offside, but the goal was confirmed. Since Hearts conceded that goal, they have actually improved a little bit. They've had a couple of shots from range, but not enough really to put enough pressure on Nicholas Headlitz. Rapid who lead 1-0. Half-time at Tynecastle, where it's Hearts 0, where Rapid Vienna 1, and it could have been even worse. Fast couple of early chances for the visitors, forcing great saves out to Royce. One was straight at him, but he had to do a good parry, and then stretching to save a shot from Boller. He couldn't do anything about the goal when it was a ball whipped in from the left-hand side, and a powerful header from an unmarked Serge-Philippe Raoult. There was a check for an offside, but the goal was confirmed. Since Hearts conceded that goal, they have actually improved a little bit. They've had a couple of shots from range, but not enough really to put enough pressure on Nicholas Headlitz. Rapid who lead 1-0. Half-time at Tynecastle, where it's Hearts 0, where Rapid Vienna 1, and it could have been even worse. Fast couple of early chances for the visitors, forcing great saves out to Royce. One was straight at him, but he had to do a good parry, and then stretching to save a shot from Boller. He couldn't do anything about the goal when it was a ball whipped in from the left-hand side, and a powerful header from an unmarked Serge-Philippe Raoult. There was a check for an offside, but the goal was confirmed. Since Hearts conceded that goal, they have actually improved a little bit. They've had a couple of shots from range, but not enough really to put enough pressure on Nicholas Headlitz. Rapid who lead 1-0. Half-time at Tynecastle, where it's Hearts 0, where Rapid Vienna 1, and it could have been even worse. Fast couple of early chances for the visitors, forcing great saves out to Royce. One was straight at him, but he had to do a good parry, and then stretching to save a shot from Boller. He couldn't do anything about the goal when it was a ball whipped in from the left-hand side, and a powerful header from an unmarked Serge-Philippe Raoult. There was a check for an offside, but the goal was confirmed. Since Hearts conceded that goal, they have actually improved a little bit. They've had a couple of shots from range, but not enough really to put enough pressure on Nicholas Headlitz. Rapid who lead 1-0. Half-time at Tynecastle, where it's Hearts 0, where Rapid Vienna 1, and it could have been even worse. Fast couple of early chances for the visitors, forcing great saves out to Royce. One was straight at him, but he had to do a good parry, and then stretching to save a shot from Boller. He couldn't do anything about the goal when it was a ball whipped in from the left-hand side, and a powerful header from an unmarked Serge-Philippe Raoult. There was a check for an offside, but the goal was confirmed. Since Hearts conceded that goal, they have actually improved a little bit. They've had a couple of shots from range, but not enough really to put enough pressure on Nicholas Headlitz. Rapid who lead 1-0. Half-time at Tynecastle, where it's Hearts 0, where Rapid Vienna 1, and it could have been even worse. Fast couple of early chances for the visitors, forcing great saves out to Royce. One was straight at him, but he had to do a good parry, and then stretching to save a shot from Boller. He couldn't do anything about the goal when it was a ball whipped in from the left-hand side, and a powerful header from an unmarked Serge-Philippe Raoult. There was a check for an offside, but the goal was confirmed. Since Hearts conceded that goal, they have actually improved a little bit. They've had a couple of shots from range, but not enough really to put enough pressure on Nicholas Headlitz. Rapid who lead 1-0. Half-time at Tynecastle, where it's Hearts 0, where Rapid Vienna 1, and it could have been even worse. Fast couple of early chances for the visitors, forcing great saves out to Royce. One was straight at him, but he had to do a good parry, and then stretching to save a shot from Boller. He couldn't do anything about the goal when it was a ball whipped in from the left-hand side, and a powerful header from an unmarked Serge-Philippe Raoult. There was a check for an offside, but the goal was confirmed. Since Hearts conceded that goal, they have actually improved a little bit. They've had a couple of shots from range, but not enough really to put enough pressure on Nicholas Headlitz. Rapid who lead 1-0. Half-time at Tynecastle, where it's Hearts 0, where Rapid Vienna 1, and it could have been even worse. Fast couple of early chances for the visitors, forcing great saves out to Royce. One was straight at him, but he had to do a good parry, and then stretching to save a shot from Boller. He couldn't do anything about the goal when it was a ball whipped in from the left-hand side, and a powerful header from an unmarked Serge-Philippe Raoult. There was a check for an offside, but the goal was confirmed. Since Hearts conceded that goal, they have actually improved a little bit. They've had a couple of shots from range, but not enough really to put enough pressure on Nicholas Headlitz. Rapid who lead 1-0. Half-time at Tynecastle, where it's Hearts 0, where Rapid Vienna 1, and it could have been even worse. Fast couple of early chances for the visitors, forcing great saves out to Royce. One was straight at him, but he had to do a good parry, and then stretching to save a shot from Boller. He couldn't do anything about the goal when it was a ball whipped in from the left-hand side, and a powerful header from an unmarked Serge-Philippe Raoult. There was a check for an offside, but the goal was confirmed. Since Hearts conceded that goal, they have actually improved a little bit. They've had a couple of shots from range, but not enough really to put enough pressure on Nicholas Headlitz. Rapid who lead 1-0. Half-time at Tynecastle, where it's Hearts 0, where Rapid Vienna 1, and it could have been even worse. Fast couple of early chances for the visitors, forcing great saves out to Royce. One was straight at him, but he had to do a good parry, and then stretching to save a shot from Boller. He couldn't do anything about the goal when it was a ball whipped in from the left-hand side, and a powerful header from an unmarked Serge-Philippe Raoult. There was a check for an offside, but the goal was confirmed. Since Hearts conceded that goal, they have actually improved a little bit. They've had a couple of shots from range, but not enough really to put enough pressure on Nicholas Headlitz. Rapid who lead 1-0. It's a very warm welcome back to second half independent off-tube studio commentary from the game at Tynecastle, where it is Hearts 0, Rapid Vienna 1, at a deserved scoreline really, as much as we want the British side to always go through. Hearts have struggled to really make any kind of inroads on this Rapid defence. Couple of half chances towards the end of the half after Rapid had scored, which maybe gives Vuta Vraniken's side a little bit more of a chance in the second half, but they really do have to get at Rapid, who were too comfortable on the ball for long spells in the first half. We are underway for the second, and we'll wait and see whether or not Hearts can make any kind of improvement. It is still the same 11s, and it's still the same two in the court. It was myself, Paul Shabakovic and Josh Makin. Josh, a bit better from Hearts towards the end, but still not enough really.
Yeah, still not enough, still not really any big saves for Hiddle to be making. A few pop shots really, wasn't it, from distance for the home side, but they definitely improved as the half went on. You can sort of see it from the match momentum graphs how it was sort of, you know, maybe not domination from the away side, but it was certainly on top and in the ascendancy, and as the half grew on, it's sort of the first goal that maybe woke Hearts up a little bit. It could be a positive start for them.
They do have a chance in now as the ball breaks through to Braga. Braga then goes for goal. He couldn't hit it the way he wanted to first time. Eventually he does get a left-footed shot away, which does take a slight nick as well, so it is a corner kick for Hearts inside the first minute. Well, that's a better start already. Yeah,
certainly is. Braga alongside McPake have been, you know, Hearts' two best players. I think the keeper actually does get a bit of a touch on this one just to put it round the post. Can't be sure, but it's going wide, so that is positive from Hearts. Exactly what you need at the start of the second half, and corner to come in now from Spittle. Yeah, the captain's going to take this corner kick as he was in the first half. Spittle whipping that in towards the 6-yard box, but it's Royal, the goal scorer there for Rapid, heading that towards the edge there. It drops, and there was half a chance to go for goal. There may still be a chance if Braga takes a heavy touch, though couldn't quite direct it towards goal. And eventually the ball is forced by Renault over towards the left-hand side. Still half a chance here, though, and a strike coming in. It's over the bar, though. In the end, just a little bit too high from McPake, another player who had a couple of decent moments in that first half. Just to remind you, then no changes at half-time, so it's Royce in goal for Hearts. Back four of Altena, McKenzie, Finlay and McCart. Renault, Spittle and Miller are the three in midfield, with Cabore, McPake and Claudio Braga as the three up front for Rapid. It is Heddle in goal with the back four of Boller, Cvetkovic, Rauyao and Horn. Then it's four in midfield, Dahl, Seidel, Amane and Demore, with Adamson and Kara as the two up front, as Rapid win themselves a free kick inside their own half, about close to their own penalty area. Bit of a trip there on Bendegou's Boller. This will be a free kick now to be taken by the goalkeeper, Nicholas Heddle. Try and get as much distance on this as he can. But that's exactly the sort of start Hearts needed. It's just a case of them being able to maintain that now. Yeah, you've just got to keep going now, haven't you? You can't let Rapid Vienna get any sort of foothold in this second half. It's got to be constant pressure, constant attacks, no mistakes, giving the ball away. As I say, that is Dahl. Here is Dahl, and here come Rapid now with Adamson at the edge of the area. Doesn't want to go for goal himself. It's teed up, and then there is a strike coming in from a long way. It deflects off Erkan, it goes straight back, and another strike coming in, but this one is dragged wide. It was Matthias Seidel with the effort in the end. I think he had the first strike from outside the box as well. Yeah, I have to say this is a little bit too easy, this from a Hearts perspective. They just don't get close enough to sort of close any of the shots down in the end. Seidel, it's not an easy attempt for him by any means. There's a wall of Hearts players sort of stood in the way of him, so it's going to be some effort to try and find a way through them all. But just after you've had a positive start, we don't need that. The Hearts are now trying to play it round the back as well. It's risky football, and Altena has just about got away with one, but play it is conceded back to Vienna. Straight away back to Vienna, and here come the visitors now, although the ball has been robbed back in Hearts' favour. That's good work in midfield from Tom Renault, just to get his side back into possession, and there's a long clearance here from Bo Royce up to the halfway line, headed up in the air. Still a bit of work here, but Hearts do eventually get it down, and it's ended up with McPake on the left-hand side. Over the halfway line now, moving forward towards the penalty area. Just checks his run though, and back towards McCart. Played over towards the right-hand side. Chance here now for McKenzie to join us. That nice ranging run this from McKenzie, but then the ball out wide towards Miller is under hit, and now there's a big McKenzie-shaped gap in that defence, and they need to get back quickly. Good covering there in the end from Renault, really living up to his billing as a defensive midfielder there, because that could have been dangerous with a counter-attack there from Dahl. Yeah, it certainly could, and Dahl's a positive player that sort of does look exciting on the ball. Actually, they've got two decent wingers of Rapid Vienna. I've been impressed with Demir as well whenever he has coming from the left side, linking up with Adamson as well. It's a nice sort of unit in attack that they've built for themselves, and Dahl's definitely one of those. Maybe a bit quieter than Demir so far in this game, and Altena is just about doing a good enough job on him. He is headed on there in midfield by Claudio Braga, but that's to no one in particular. Cabore was still too far away from that. Rapid now back in possession here with Horn
down the left-hand side, played in towards Dahl. Got 3 Hearts players around him. He still manages to get away with the ball. It's really good work there from Dahl. That's an awful challenge there from Kabore. The referee's not going to allow play to go on because Rapid aren't happy here because they're saying, well, you could have still booked him after that, but the referee decided to stop play and give Rapid a free kick on the halfway line when really could have been very different there.
Yeah, I think they've got a point as well there. I'm not sure the referee needs to bring that player to a halt unless he was going to send him off, which, you know, it's a bad tackle from Kabore, but it's not a sending off. It doesn't get any of the ball. It's from behind as well. Really not a good one. Definitely a yellow card. But yeah, they're away down the right.
I'll tell you what, I mean, that's, you know, on a referee having a bad day. And that could be a yellow card. That could be a red card. I beg your pardon. I mean, that wasn't. As I say, I'd be amazed actually if VAR corrected the referee on that. As you said, I think it was a strong yellow, but it's. I mean, you know, to say it's a centre forwards challenge isn't going to be enough of an excuse there. He shouldn't really be sliding in like that because he had no chance of getting the ball.
No, they were still going to get away nonetheless. He's probably happy actually in the fact that he stopped a fairly dangerous looking attack.
It's almost like a tactical yellow card at the end of that, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly was. He should be all right as well, Dahl. It's just getting the spray applied to him and some finishing touches from the medical staff. They're going to show us it again. No indication if he is involved, but
I think what he gets away with is that he brings Dahl down almost with his shins rather than with his boots. Because if he'd have caught him at that pace with his boots, it would have been a straight red. Yeah, it would. That'd have been reckless, wouldn't it? If he's gone in studs up there, I mean, you're getting a red card and, you know, a 3-match ban for your troubles as well. So in the end, it is the yellow card. You could say it's smart with the fact that it is with his shins and he's done that purposefully, but yeah, Vienna have every right to feel annoyed. Yeah, I think they do. I think that, as I say, there was a man down injured as well, so there's probably enough scope to say the referee could have stopped play anyway. But yeah, I think they would have preferred play to go on and to see that counter attack. But Dahl is back on his feet and he's back on the ball as well, moving down the left-hand side now towards the penalty. A lovely 1-2. Dahl gets it back, plays it across the 6-yard box, doesn't quite reach its intended target. Cleared over the halfway line. Brog having to work very hard there to keep his side in possession, but he manages it and he goes out towards the left here for Josh McPake. And now all of a sudden it is Hearts on the charge, and it's McPake getting a lovely little turn to get that ball into the 6-yard box. It's the right idea, just a little bit too close to the goalkeeper. But you really get the feeling that if anything's going to come from out wide this evening for Hearts, McPake's going to be involved in it. Yeah, it's been so exciting so far to watch in this Hearts team. We haven't been that inspiring really. Josh McPake has been the absolute opposite of that over on that left side, always looking to beat the fullback. Did really well. Good play from Vienna just before. They probably deserve better, but here they come again with Dahl. Yeah, they do come with Dahl towards the edge of the area. Gets towards the edge of the D. Oh, he tries to thread that through to Adamson. There was just a yard off that pass, and Adamson would have been through one-on-one. It's clear to the halfway line. Kabore does actually really well this time to hold the ball up and play it towards McPake. He then goes back towards McCart, and there's just a little bit more of a spring in the step now for Hearts. And commentators curse Claudio Braga trying a slightly intricate outside of the boot pass there, which doesn't work out at all. Gets nowhere near Kabore, and Rapid are now back in possession in midfield here with Seidel. Exchanging passes now with Romeo and Mane out towards the left-hand side. Plenty of space here if Yanis Horn wants to go forward, but he prefers to just play it back into the middle. And here is Mane again. Out towards the right-hand side, 4-5 waiting in the penalty if they can find a pass. It's a strike coming in from the right-hand side. It was Demir, I beg your pardon, with the strike, but the ball is blocked and it's cleared back into midfield where Miller does really well. He's another one who I want to see a bit more of. He in that Benfica sort of dead rubber once they'd lost the first game by 6. He actually had a couple of decent moments, and I've not really seen that from him this evening tonight. No, it's been quiet so far, hasn't it? Pretty much all the attacking players come from McPake and Braga. Miller's sort of not really been involved with that alongside Kabore as well. It's definitely those two dragging the attack down. Miller just needs to get on the ball more. Again, another exciting player to watch for Hearts when they get on the ball, positive, direct. Just not really seen that so far from him. Needs to be a little bit more for sure. It's a throw on now to Hearts on the left hand side, but the referee just in fact he's actually telling Hearts to hurry up, which ironic considering they're the ones that are goal down. But the throw on does go forward, and it's McPake moving towards the penalty area. Well marshalled though by Nenad Svetskovic. Puts it out for a throw. 54 minutes on the clock. It is still Hearts 0, Rapid Vienna 1. But improvements, I would say, from Hearts in terms of the energy level is probably up a little bit. They just need to be able to maintain that and be that little bit more effective in the final third. Yeah, they've probably been encouraged by that sort of opening 2 minutes when they got straight on the attack. That's probably got the crowd back up for it as well. Get a good atmosphere inside Tynecastle, proper old-style stadium, isn't it? With the stands close to the pitch, so they need to make the most of that. Talking about atmospheres, going away to Rapid Vienna with a goal down as well. It's going to be so tough to come back from. They'll have the ultras and everything, and you're going to be
really up against it, so they've got to make use of their own crowd.
No, they really do. We were saying this off air before that, of course, it has been a very long time. I'll break off from that because here come Hearts now with a great chance into the penalty area. Down the wires, taking a deflection, and it's into the back of the net. And it's that man, McPake. It was his cross into the 6-yard box. And it looks like Rapid's goal scorer from the first half, Serge-Philippe Raoult, has just put it to his own net.
Yeah, so he scored at both, well, I'll say both ends. It's in the
same goal, yeah.
He scored for both teams so far in this game as the French centre-back. But you're exactly right. We said, didn't we, if Hearts were going to get anything, it would come from Josh McPake. And again, it's him down that left side, just that touch past the defender. He's so good at it with his right foot and taking it onto his left. He's given the defenders absolute nightmares. A brilliant ball through from Kabore, no less.
There we go.
Pretty much nothing. And I thought initially McPake might have made the wrong decision going sort of across the face of goal. I thought the cutback might have been the more sensible option, but it's tough for the defender. It's not really his fault. He's got to put a foot out. He's got to try and stop that ball going across the face of goal. Unfortunately for him, takes it right past his own goalkeeper, who's got no chance of keeping that one out. You can see what it means to Braga as well with the celebration. Hearts back on level terms. It's probably what they deserve after the start to the second half.
They do, and although Kabore had a big hand in that goal, that was the last action. He's now off the field. A first change of the night is Kabore off, and it's young James Wilson who's come on to replace him. So if anything, it's actually an attacking change, because I suppose it's a winger being replaced by an out-and-out striker. Yeah,
well, I think they had that prepared for before the goal, and they've still gone through with it in the end. So that still sort of tells you the intention. They are going to go for this one, and rightfully so. The way they've come out in this second half, really encouraging. So whatever has been said at half-time clearly has inspired them. It's got them into gear a little bit more. We've barely seen Rapid Vienna down the other side of the pitch. It's all been Hearts, really.
It has, and it's funny you said that it might have been the wrong option that McPake had played, because when that ball was playing across the 6-yard box, you could actually see Miller's shoulders slumping, because he was expecting the ball to be played to him at the edge of the 6-yard box. It was played across the 6-yard box, and then suddenly he realises the ball's deflected, and it's ended up in the net anyway. But yeah, certainly McPake with a great run down the left-hand side. And we're all square now at Tynecastle with over half an hour to play. So now all of a sudden it's potentially Rapid Vienna they're going to suddenly be checked. We're going to get a break in play here now, because there's been a ball straight in the face there of, well, it's that man again, Peter Dahl. He got a blow in he got hit in the foot with that challenge from Kabore, and now he's taken one flush in the face. Say, if this had been PE in my old school, the games teacher would just say get up and get on with it. But of course it's a different time these days, and those balls really are rock hard when they hit you in the face, and he's clearly a little bit just needs a moment there to compose himself.
Yeah, it looks really dazed, doesn't he, as he's sort of just lying on his back and looking up at the physios. He's been through a bit of a battle so far as Dahl in this game. You can just see as well, obviously we can't hear it, but from the pictures of the stands, it looks like the sort of Tynecastle crowd getting right back behind their team. Be a little bit of a break in play now. Probably not what they need when they've got this sort of momentum, when you've just scored a goal and you're looking to attack the other team and get yourselves in front. This won't help Hearts, but can still use it as a chance just to set themselves again and get ready to go again.
Yeah, that's absolutely. They're going to be down to 10 men for a moment. Here are the visitors. It's a drop ball back to Hearts, with Braga just rolling that ball towards Spittle, and the home side once again trying to push forward here now with McCart down the left-hand side. In towards McPake. His pass this time is blocked in midfield, and Demir can't keep Rapid in possession. No, Hearts have it back. They're trying to really get in the face of the visitors now, and that ball played back towards the edge of the penalty area, just potentially a bit under hit, and then all of a sudden Heddle has to rush his ball out, and it's amazing what conceding a goal can do to a team that looks so comfortable here at Tynecastle. The visitors look like they had the run of the field, and now all of a sudden they look really nervous and they're boxed into their own half.
Yeah, it just didn't look phased at all, did they, in that first half, really? Even when Hearts did have their little moments, they always looked composed, and they always got themselves straight back on top afterwards, but this has a different feel to it. This second half, Hearts clearly sensing the chance to get a positive result and get another goal soon. You feel like they need to capitalise on it though. Imagine the visitors might have their spell again, but as it stands, they're struggling to clear their lines.
They are, and Hearts are working the ball towards the edge, and Braga trying to flick it up, just gave himself a bit too much to do, and it's Raoult with the covering challenge. The ball played back in towards the edge of the penalty area. McPake is fighting to keep that in play, and he's managed it as well, and there's no foul either, and he's been brought down. Great play there from Josh McPake, would not take no for an answer. Rapid were expecting a goal kick, they were expecting a free kick their way, and in the end they've given away a free kick.
Yeah, they have done. I mean, I must agree, I thought it went out on initial viewing, but might have not done. I after the second replay, and it's just a desperate challenge really, isn't it, from Demir. He gets dispossessed and then he just sort of forces one into the back of McPake, who I can't really speak highly enough of so far in this game. I think he's been absolutely brilliant for Hearts, and now he's won this free kick in a really dangerous position.
He has, and it's going to be the slightly more anonymous Calvin Miller to take this free kick for Hearts. He's not really done too much in the game, but he certainly can improve that with this free kick. Just as I say that, it looks like he's actually walking away from it. It's going to be a right-footed ball in from Spittle, whipped in at pace towards the back post. It's bouncing inside the penalty. All the Hearts players have got their arms up. They're saying there's a handball. Referee Mr. Luke Yangtukas hasn't given anything for the time being, but we'll keep an eye out on that as to whether or not VAR wants to have another look. The ball is back over on the left-hand side. Rolled back in towards Spittle, and there's an overlap. A ball into the 6-yard box. It's charged down, and it's away for a corner kick. Hearts immediately look to the referee. We'll see whether there's any delay, but in any case, it's a corner kick to Hearts.
Yeah, it certainly is. It was tough to see on the initial viewing whether that was a handball. I don't think it was. I think he was too close to the ball when it sort of hit him. So yeah, that would have been a harsh one. No indication of a VAR check as well, but Hearts really playing some tidy stuff at the moment. When they get the ball on the floor like that, they are a joy to watch, and a great ball through the centre of this corner. Here
comes Spittle now, whipping that one in at pace. Oh, it's headed over the bar though. A lot of pace on that corner, and it's a decent header. I think it was Mackenzie that got underneath it, but as I said, he did get underneath. He just put a little bit too much elevation on that one in the end, and he couldn't quite find the top corner. It's certainly a decent effort, and all of a sudden now Hearts are absolutely up for it, and Rapid Vienna look under real pressure, and just as I say those words, they've played out from the back and they've given the ball away.
Yeah, they certainly have. It's going to go actually back towards the goalkeeper, and then with Hearts a bit of a wayward pass themselves, but they'll still retain possession. Yeah, that's a tough chance, I think, at that corner there. He's sort of got to head it behind him and sort of try and find the top corner somehow. Hearts are going forward again. They'll strike from range.
Oh, what a hit that is! Unbelievable from over, it must be around 30 yards, and it's the substitute, Wilson, who's decided to have a put shot with a bit of elevation as well. It's an absolute beauty. Hearts have completely turned this game around, and they lead 2-1 on 62 minutes.
Unbelievable. What a hit that is from James Wilson. One of his first goals in career football as well. It might be his first senior goal, actually. And what a time to get it as well. What a way to get it in front of that home end. What a goal. And Hearts have thoroughly deserved this for this second half. It's just a long ball forward. It's headed onto him. Probably his first few touches in the game. And the goalkeeper's off his line and he sees it as well. It's Braga, isn't it, who heads it behind him. He gets the assist. Wilson notices the keeper slightly out of position. He might be disappointed, but take nothing away there from the 19-year-old. What a hit that is, and what a moment for him.
It's a superb strike. Yes, I think the goalkeeper is probably a little bit late in getting that arm up. I think he probably should be saving it, but absolutely take nothing away. You deserve your luck when you go for shots like that. And as I say, he controlled the ball. He looked up. He wanted to try and test the keeper from distance. And my goodness, what a fabulous strike that is. It's a great bit of work from the manager as well. Kabore off, Wilson on. And not had too many chances to get a touch, as you said. And now he really has had a touch of the ball. And as I say, just going into half-time, I wouldn't have believed this at all. I have to say, you've got to credit Hearts, because they have forced Rapid Vienna into being this team that just can't get out of their shell now.
Yeah, they have done, and they've fully just made use of the home advantage as well. It'll be like a cauldron in there at the moment with the noise, and Rapid Vienna have now just sort of got to stick with this. You start thinking, are they happy with just a 2-1 result now that they can take to that home leg and maybe do the other thing to Hearts? It's going to be a really interesting dynamic for the rest of this game. I think Hearts are going to keep going. They're going to want to extend their advantage if they can, and Rapid Vienna are sort of stuck in that dilemma now. Do you just keep it to this result, or do you try and get back level?
Well, they're going to have to try. Well, as I say, Rapid will be shell-shocked by this, because they wouldn't have expected Hearts to have come out as positively as they have done. The own goal and then the worldie have now completely changed the makeup of this game. We've still got just under half an hour to go, so there's still plenty of time for there to be another seesaw in this game. But for the time being, Hearts are definitely on the ascendancy, and if I was Hearts, I wouldn't be stopping at 2-1, because there potentially could be another goal in this.
Yeah, there certainly could. I mean, seen it at times, haven't we, in the World Cup, when teams have been leading and sort of just sat off in it, and it's been their demise in the end. I think the same has got to be for Hearts. So you've got to keep attacking in this moment, get that third goal.
With England playing a starring role in that, by the way.
That was exactly the team I was thinking of there.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, you've got to, particularly in a two-leg. I mean, it's one thing to sit back and try and defend the 1-0 when you're in a knockout game, but if it's a two-legged game and it's only the first leg and you're at home, 2-1's never enough. I mean, anything can happen. You could have an injury, a red card, a penalty, and before you know it, you're 2 down after 5 minutes in the second leg. So if you can get a 2 or 3 goal lead in the first game, you've got to try and take it. And no surprise now, the Rapid are quite purposefully just keeping possession, not taking any risks. They don't want Hearts on the ball.
Yeah, it's what you've got. You've just got to try and take the sting out of the game, haven't you? Even though you're 2-1 down, it's what you need, and might have an attack now, actually.
They do. Nice work there from Horn to get the ball towards the edge of the area, then it's just rolled back by Erkan Kara. Didn't quite get through towards Adamson. Now Hearts have it back, and Claudio Braga is brought down. That might be a yellow card, in fact, for Peter Dahl. Peter Dahl is not going to be too happy about that. He's had a couple of whacks to the face and to the leg this evening, but yeah, that was just a bit of there's not much in it, actually, looking at that replay.
No, it barely touches him all, but it's sort of the fin. I think it's a pullback, isn't it, on Braga, who is just about to speed away from him, and he just sort of tugged back on him. So that's why the yellow card's given it in the end. It's the first one tonight for Rapid Vienna as well, and it goes to the Norwegian.
It does, as the ball now played back towards Royce, clears one over the halfway line, and it's headed straight back towards well, there's going to be a break in play here now. There's a collision there on the halfway line between Finley and Demir. Demir has just collided there with Finley, and Finley certainly got the worst of that. Actually, ironically, it's actually Demir clashing in mid-air with Spittle. That's then forced him to just sort of arc his legs up in the air, and he's crashed into Finley, who didn't know anything about it at all.
Yeah, sort of couldn't get out of the way there, could he, Finley? It's quite an unfortunate one, almost a bit Looney Tunes like in the end, with the way they're just sort of fallen over each other, but he's up in the end, no treatment needed, and the game can get back underway.
It is with Rapid Vienna now in midfield. It's the man we just mentioned there, Dahl, just about keeps possession with the help of Amane. Goes into midfield there for Seidel, but Seidel's robbed of the ball, and Hearts really, you can just sense that they are up for it now, and it's McPake again, just going back towards McCart. Spitzel finding McPake, who is brought down. That will be a free kick. Apollo there with the challenge. Slightly more restless Rapid Vienna bench now. The assistant's now getting up just to try and make the point. I don't know if he was making the point to the referee or to one of his players, but certainly that Vienna bench looked very calm and collected in the first half, just getting that little bit more agitated now, as they can sense that Hearts really do want to put this tie as firmly in their favour as they can before they travel to Austria next week. Ball then played back towards the goalkeeper. Royce then under no real pressure. Adamson was getting close, but he's got plenty of time to clear this towards the halfway line, where Rao Yao's then played the ball straight forward, but that one's been given away. Bit of a heavy touch there from Kara. Hearts now have it back in midfield here with Claudio Braga, who's certainly dropping even deeper. Now that Wilson's come on the field, it's allowing Braga to do what he likes to do, which is to play in that free roll through midfield, and he's lost the ball just as he was trying to push forward. He might have been fouled there, actually, but the referee is not interested. Here come Rapid Vienna now down the right-hand side. A ball played through the middle, but it's been won back here by Miller for Hearts. Looks up and sees a run down the right-hand side. Just about kept in play here by Altena. Altena towards the edge of his own penalty area there, McKenty. Then finding Spittle out towards the left-hand side. And McPake again, but this time doesn't want to go on the run, just slows things down. It's just a little lull in the game now. Hearts perhaps just trying to conserve a bit of energy before they try and get at Vienna again, but don't want to wait too long, because there are enough good players in this Vienna team. They can suddenly find their feet again, just like Hearts have done.
Yeah, they can. You just can't allow them to have that moment, really. You can't afford the attacking players to find their way back into the game. They've done a real good job of just going, just making likes of Adamson and Dahl and Demir really quiet in this game. Hardly mentioned those attacking players for some time now. Kara as well, barely had to touch the ball in this second half, so you've just got to keep going with that, see how it goes. A heavy touch from the keeper.
Very heavy touch, yeah. And I mean, he wasn't even under pressure to start with. Just a couple of Hearts players getting closer to the box, and all of a sudden he felt like he needed to do something a bit more elaborate, and he nearly lost the ball. But it's going to be a free kick to Rapid Vienna just inside their own half. Bit of a clumsy challenge there from Jamie McCart. We're over the three-quarter mark in the game. 69 minutes gone at Tynecastle, where Hearts lead against Rapid Vienna by 2-1. And here's Josh to take us through to full time.
Yeah, thank you very much, Paul. Interesting 21 minutes coming up now. Can Rapid Vienna claw their way back into this and take a 2-2 draw back to the Austrian capital, or can Hearts finally, and what's been a disappointing European campaign so far, been knocked out of Champions League qualification, then Europa League qualification, having to settle for the Conference League. Still nothing to be sneered at though. They reached the league phase of it a couple of years ago. Rapid Vienna, meanwhile, actually made the quarter-finals back in the 24-25 season. So they've got good experience in this competition. They'll want to try and recreate that as well. Moving forward ever so slowly at the moment. The Austrians over on that far right-hand side. Again, this is just another example of them trying to take the sting out of things. They have done a good job of that, I think. There was a real danger in the moment. A real danger for a moment in the match where it looked like they could go 3-1 down. And they've just managed to set up possession on the ball now, just playing it round the back, and I have to say it's probably what was needed.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not great for the neutral or indeed from anyone with a half, but I'll break off from that level because here they come down the left-hand side, across coming in. But it's straight into the arms of Royce. It was Horn with the run into the box, and that's what they have to be careful of, Hearts. It was slow, but suddenly very quick. Yeah,
it's Miller, isn't it, who sort of loses track of his man. He realises it at the last moment. He then just makes a dart back into his own box to try and cover him off. He takes him wide in the end and is forced to put the cross straight into the goalkeeper's hands. That's going to be a free kick for Rapid Vienna. Braga has actually come off the worst for it though in a challenge there with Svetkovic. He's holding the back of his head, but he's not going to get anything for it. The Serbian does win the foul. We'll see the replay. It's definitely a foul the way of Rapid Vienna. Braga goes right into, sort of just backs into him in the end. Here is Raoult. He's scored two goals in this game, one of them being for Rapid Vienna and one being for Hearts after he had to turn the ball into his own net, and that sparked the turnaround for Hearts of Midlothian. He's again now just with the ball on the halfway line. Just an update in a moment on the other scores involving Scottish teams, but Vienna are threatening an attack. It's Amane in the centre. Out again towards Svetkovic. Just slowed down this game again of Rapid Vienna, trying to quieten down the Tynecastle crowd. Raoult. And towards Amane. Good one-touch pass in. Adamson now can get towards the edge of the box. Lays it off for Dahl. Back with the first-time pass. Here's Horn. And to Raoult. Dahl again. Some good passing from Rapid Vienna. Adamson with a ball towards the far post. It's good defending though, and they've won the free kick. It's a push in the back on the defender, and he'll look to clear free kick.
Yeah, it did. Just a bit of frustration there from Erkan Kara. Trying to get as close as he could to that ball without ever realising it. This is a bit of a shame. It may be just because of energy levels as well, but the man at the moment, as far as both myself and Josh are concerned, he's going to be going off for Josh McPake, and no surprise to see that he's getting a standing ovation here from Tynecastle, being replaced here by Rogers Matto.
Yeah, certainly is, and absolutely deserves that standing ovation. By far and away the most exciting player to watch in this game. He's caused all sorts of havoc down that left-hand side for Hearts. It's the acclaim for all of his teammates on the bench as well, and the manager. So he knows he's put a good shift in. Can Hearts now go and finish the job? 2-1 lead to Vienna for that second leg. On comes the Ugandan, Rogers Matau. See what sort of energy he can bring to the team as well. There's going to be a free kick for Hearts. Demir is giving it away over on that far side. Quite a few of those free kicks that he's giving away now. Can't be too far down the list of the next players to be booked. It was McCart who just got the wrong side of him before this free kick is taken. And we'll just update you on those other scores. Hibernian still goals going into stoppage time away at Ghent. That would be a good result for them to bring back to Easter Road. Motherwell, it's not quite panned out the way for them in the end. They were 1-0 up against Freiburg in the early stages, now 2-1 down, and they've also had a red card. Rangers are winning against Jablonec at Ibrox. However, they also have been shown a red card, so some nervy final moments in store for Rangers, who've got 15 minutes left to go. Motherwell kicked off earlier. They're going into stoppage time. Free kick now will come in from Spittle. It's towards the back post. Hearts almost winning the header as well. I think they did through Findlay, however. Was just a bit too much on it, couldn't quite get it on target.
No, it's been the case a couple of times this evening for Hearts in terms of their free kicks. It's just that the headers they're having to go for are from such a long way out. It's going to take a perfect header for it to get anywhere near the goal, really. And on that occasion, it goes a long way wide. But I like the fact that Hearts are now leaving 3 or 4 players up to press when Rapid want to play out from the back, because that wasn't happening in the first half.
No, it certainly isn't. Just been spurred on, haven't they? They've found that extra energy level this second half. It's been good to watch the press. They've forced a lot of mistakes from Rapid Vienna, but they have just played through it by the looks of things now. Adamson has a man all over the back of him. That will be given as a free kick as well. Miller is probably going to be shown a yellow card for that. He's just about cut away with it. He kicks it away after the free kick is given on Adamson. The referee again with a warning. He's been lenient with those sort of moments as referee in this match. Rapid Vienna take it quick. About 15 minutes left to go at Tynecastle. Horn in towards Amane. Now out wide again for Seidel. He's moving up the pitch. Right-footed ball will come in. It's a dangerous looking one, and can't really. Sorry, McIntyre can't take any chances with that when it's a diving header and just clears it.
Yeah, just puts it out for a corner. This is where Hearts have got to be careful. If they start to sit back a little bit too much themselves, and all of a sudden Rapid can start to feel comfortable in the final third, and then it'll be difficult for Hearts to get the ball away.
Yeah, just a slight feeling that Hearts might have missed the chance to go 3-1 in this game, but still plenty of time for it to change in their favour once more. They've gone short with the corner again, like they did for the opening goal. Not back though towards Horn. Left-footed ball into the box. It's headed away at the near post. Only Sparrow as Boller who keeps it alive. A few push and showing. There's the volley! Ooh. And it's just over the bar in the end. That had the goalkeeper Royce interested. It's the central defender again, Svetkovic, though. This time with a left-footed volley. It's been quite an impressive effort, but in the end just over the bar.
Just over the bar, and as this one was being hit, you can see just leaning back a little bit. Well, they've waited a long time of the visitors up until the 76th minute, but now they're making a double change.
Yeah, Dahl is one of the players that's going to come off. I think the other one is Adamson as well. So two attacking players being withdrawn. Just waiting to see who it is, the two that are going to be entering the field. Quite a lengthy substitutes bench that they've got as Dahl makes his way over towards the side of the pitch. One of them, see properly just when they actually turn the shirt. I think it's the number 13 possibly.
Very inconsiderate, these players, not turning to the camera at all to show their shirt numbers. They're not giving the commentators a chance. But yeah, it's Adamson and Dahl to go off. So it's a winger and a forward. I think there were little moments from Adamson where he looked involved in the game in the first half, but he's barely had a kick in the second.
Yeah, it's going to be Balic, who's one of the players that's come on. Shot two yet. Through the second player was coming. Of course, as soon as we get that, we'll bring you confirmation. But Hearts are on the attack meanwhile. It's number 15, Wormbrand. That's joined Balic coming onto the field of play. There's a first touch as well for Balic, but he has lost out. Hearts can try and attack forward again. Moved at the back now towards Findlay. Cross towards McIntyre. Towards Altena as well. Go along with the ball down the channel. It's a good looking one. Miller with the touch just to leave it behind, all the way through towards the goalkeeper in the end. Was it out towards Rao Yao? A few things so far in this game. Again, passes being exchanged between him and Svetkovic. 77 minutes gone at Tynecastle. Hearts 2, Rapid Vienna 1. Interesting moment in this match, and almost got going again there, did Rapid Vienna down the right side with the one-touch passing. Not going to work out this time, and goalkeeper can go along with it. This time it's Royce's turn to go along with the kicks. Hedl was absolutely smashing them downfield in the first half for Rapid Vienna. Horn there just forced to take evasive action, put it out for a throw in. Hearts are going to respond with a change of their own pretty shortly. Thomas Magnuson is being prepped to come on. I believe he scored as well in the second leg against Benfica.
He did, yeah, he came off the bench and he scored, and solid central midfielder. They're going to try and use him just to bolster, but in the meantime Rapid have broken with the ball. Yeah,
they certainly are. They're trying to make inroads into the box now as well. It's Wormbad who's just come on. The Hearts defender slips over. Could only clear that out for a corner. It's Findlay in the end. He might have actually nearly been given a free kick if he clashed with the attacker. It didn't quite work. He's limping back into the box as well, but a corner for the away side. Yeah,
corner for the away side. This is exactly the kind of pressure that Hearts didn't want, and you made that point a few minutes ago that that window for Hearts to get a third might have been shut now, and you just get the feeling as though the game is now shifting in favour of the visitors again.
Yeah, they've just lost a bit of momentum in attack of Hearts in recent times. Not been able to get Braga as much on the ball as they'd like. Wilson has not done anything since his wonder goal. In comes the corner now as well. It's cleared by Findlay off of another Hearts player. It'll be kept alive on this near side by Horn. Out on the edge of the box now towards Seidel. They've let the overlapping run, and that's a ball across the face of goal. Almost Bilic trying to keep it alive. It's smashed in as well, and the goalkeeper's let it go through him. Rapid Vienna are back on level terms. It's the substitute Wormbrand who reels away in celebration. Scenes in the away end behind the goal, but it's a big moment for Rapid Vienna. They were in trouble at a point in this match. It looked like it could have gone 3-1 to Hearts, but they've responded well, and they're back on level terms.
They're back on level terms, and it's the two substitutes. It's kept in play by Bilic, and then it's played across. Oh, it was very close to going out. Oh, it's a bad goal for Hearts to concede. It's a bad goal for Royce to concede. He gets nutmegged at its near post. It's like 2 big minus points against the goalkeeper there after the great saves he made in the first half.
Yeah, but it's the two substitutes combining as well. Bilic getting the assist and then Verbrand smashing it in as well. So you have to say that's an inspired substitution.
Superb.
There from Rapid Vienna. Hearts are finally going to be able to make that change now as well. I believe it's number 12, Renault. It's going to be coming off again.
Yeah, it's just a like for like central midfield swap, really. Tom Renault going off to be replaced by Thomas Magnussen. So one Tom replacing another, but yeah, problems for Hearts now. Yeah, maybe a bit of commentators cursed. They're saying that maybe their sort of best spell in this game has been and gone, but we certainly didn't expect them to concede as quickly as that. And now, with 11 minutes in injury time, or 10 minutes in injury time still to play, there's still a bit of work to do here for Hearts.
Yeah, certainly is. I just want to mention as well, for that goal, I thought Miller, did pretty poorly with the tracking back. I think there was a man who just sort of ran off him and he was rooted to a spot inside the penalty area, and it was Bilic as well who'd gone away from him. So I think he's got to be looked at for that goal, alongside the goalkeeper as well, and the defender sort of just stood around the box. Don't think they were prepared for that one. We are into the final 10 minutes now at Tynecastle. It's Hearts 2, Rapid Vienna 2, and it's the away side now all of a sudden looking more likely to take the lead. It's a good interception though from Altena, who now drives away up past the halfway line. Can Hearts now hit back, and what a run this is from Altena, who's still going, chops inside, now moves it towards the centre circle. Brilliant carry from the fullback. Thought he was going to go all the way with it in the air, but ultimately forced backwards. Hearts have retained possession now with McCart. It's moved out towards Braga, again on the touchline. Nice pass inside towards Mato. Really mentioned so far again since coming on. He came on straight after the second Hearts goal. Crossfield ball now to try and pick out Mato if he's kept himself on side as in acres of space. He has done as well. Left foot ball is chipped in. It's over the head of Miller all the way through towards Altena. Can he get an effort off? He can't. He's shown the other way. Keeps hold of it and moves towards the edge of the box now. Across towards Spittle. Out wide again for McCart. Cross will come in. It's deep. It's way too deep. Far too much on it there from the defender. It won't even go out for a goal kick. It'll go all the way through for a throw-in. That's sort of better news for Hearts. They can keep the pressure on, but disappointing ball in.
Yeah, the slight consolation, as you say, that they can still leave a few players further up the field, but that ball could have been a lot better there from McCart. He wasn't under any real pressure. He's just overhit it.
Yeah, he certainly has. Throwing down the line from Rapid Vienna. Comes back to them though, and play the way out of this one. It's Verbrand. Just come on, of course, and scored, and play from him to play the ball off of the Hearts man last. It came off of Miller. They are actually readying another change now. Rapid Vienna. It will be their third of the match. It's the number 22 Demir, who's going to be withdrawn. The number 7, the Australian Marco Tilio, to come on. Demir impressed at times, I think, in the first half when he was getting it on the right wing and coming inside, but again has gone quiet in this second.
He has gone quiet. I mean, there's been most of the Rapid players have gone quiet in the second half just because they've struggled to get into attacking possession. But now with the game sort of going back into Rapid's favour, I do actually like the idea of changing an attacking midfielder now, because it gives them that little bit more opportunity. Yeah,
we'll see how it plays out for the rest of this game. A real intriguing 7.5 minutes left to go at Tynecastle. Once again, it's the away side attacking with Bollett down the right touchline, inside towards Amane now. Really close to him, so he can pick his next pass, which is on Sadel. To Bollett. Momentum just withdrawn out of this one, but Hearts are still stepping high. And Amane's found the gap as well down the right hand side. Can a cross come in? It's a good ball into the box as well. Low ball will come in. It's off the defender, Finlay. And I almost thought it was like Hearts' equalising goal for a moment there. Finlay with the touch at the near post. Fortunately for him, though, he puts it past the near post.
He puts it past the near post. Actually, from the reverse angle, we can see it was never really close to being an own goal, but certainly it looked like where he was slicing it that it could have been causing problems for his own goalkeeper there. But in the end, it's just a corner kick, and it's going to be an outswinger here from the right-hand side, right in front of those bouncing Rapid Vienna fans.
Yeah, what an atmosphere they will have made. Be intrigued to see what it will be like for the return leg in the Austrian capital, of course. Magnussen just having a talking to there from the referee, a bit of pushing on Raoul inside the box. He's got hold of his shirt, he needs to be careful. He's going to give away a free kick in a moment. Is the substitute still going on it? Corner's finally delivered, I should say, but it actually be a penalty, of course, inside the box. It's cleared away now for a throw-in, about in line with the 18-yard box. Tilio is going to take this one as well quickly for Rapid Vienna. In front of their away fans, back towards the centre-backs. They'll get it again now. 30 yards from goal. That's towards Raouyao again. Amane just up ahead of him. 6 minutes left to go. Can either side find a winner in this one? Raouyao, ball out towards Vern Brand. He's up towards the box now as well. Few step overs, tries to smash one goal as it comes off of Altena-Last, who can't believe it. He thinks that should be a goal kick, but it's going to be a corner instead to Rapid Vienna. Full time at Motherwell, and they've given themselves a real mountain to climb in the second leg. 3-1. The German side have won in the end.
It was always going to be a tall order. Freiburg are very experienced. It just goes to show how tough the Bundesliga is, that the finalists of the competition from last season have to go through qualifying to get back into the competition this year.
Yeah, it was always going to be a tough ask for them, but they've had a great European campaign, and well, to get to that stage anyway. Rapid Vienna finally ready now to take this corner. It will be the in-swinger as well. The centre-backs are lurking inside the box. Once again, they're going short towards Horn. It'll be kept alive by Ball. The first time ball is a dangerous one towards the back post, headed up in the air by McKinty. Second header is won by a Hearts man. Altena with a clearance forward. Meto with a good first touch. Amane tackles him though. Baelish now trying to play it forward. Cross goes towards the far post. Would be a dangerous ball if someone was there. They're not. McCart can get the clearance. It's a poor one though. Tilio really brings it down after he's then dispossessed by Magnussen. Out for another throw in now for Rapid Vienna. Go all the way back with this one towards the goalkeeper. Meto trying to instigate the press. He's done pretty well in the end. He's forced the goalkeeper to boot it out for a throw-in.
Yeah, absolutely. Just put a little bit more pressure there on Hedl, who's hardly had any pressure on him at all in the last 15 minutes or so. And the Hearts now back in possession with less than 5 minutes to play before we hit injury time. Is there enough in this Hearts team for them to galvanise a little bit more? You think they need to try it. It's a delicate balance, because if they commit too many men forward, they can concede a third. But if they just let the game peter out, they're going to go to Vienna with a level score. And as we both felt in the first half, they need to have some kind of lead, really, don't they?
Yeah, just to sort of feel like it won't be enough going into that second leg for Hearts. We'll have to see how it goes, of course, and they could absolutely turn it on in that away leg, but it's not for certain. Royce now with the ball inside his 6-yard box. He's forced to go long down the right channel. Altena doesn't win it, but it will still break for Hearts. And there's the attack on now. There's a nice touch, and Miller might be able to play it through. As he pulled that back for a free kick? He has as well. I think it must have been a Hearts foul there, because I thought they were in.
Yeah, well, it's something unfortunate. This referee seems to have a bit of a thing for giving free kicks. I think, in fairness to the referee, to give him a bit more credit there are two fouls. Yeah. There's a tread and then there's a trip. So it's almost like I played the advantage and there's another foul. Admittedly, he probably could have done another advantage there, but they've taken the free kick quickly down the left-hand side, and it's played too early, in fact, and there's an offside.
Yeah, just confirmation as well. Amane was shown a yellow card for that foul there. It was Wilson who's just caught offside as well as a result of that free kick. 3 minutes left to go at Tynecastle. Still Hearts 2, Rapid Vienna 2. We've been treated to some good goals in this game, a few goals as well in general. I think they've been an entertaining game to watch. Sometimes with these first legs it can be all about the two teams just sort of not wanting to make any mistakes, but it's been a good game. Both sides have had their spells of dominance. Vienna trying to end the game with one as well now. Back on the halfway line though with Svetkovic. Cross towards Bolo. Kept alive nicely there by Amane. Going down the right side as well, but once again back now. Both sides maybe just settling for it for the time being, but Hearts are going to maintain the press through Braga. Sent long and high up in the air by Hedl. Little break for Finlay, kicks it behind him. Nice header in the midfield, and Vienna can get away now. There is space for them down this left wing. Horn is making the overlapping run. He steps inside. He finds his man on the edge of the box in Vern Brand. Out towards Tilio. Heavy touch inside. Might get the shot off. Instead he doesn't. He keeps going towards the centre. Lays it off for Amane. Who's just been shown a yellow card, of course. Now for Baelish. 1-2 with Horn. Baelish has it again. Slowly moving forward with this attack. But Hearts looks set in their defensive positions. Baelish across to Setkovic. And he'll go forward. He'll try and go for the cross as well. Might go all the way through, and Hearts have got to be careful there. McKinty not taking any chances. It was Magnussen with the clearance. Well, got a little bit confused with each other there, the Hearts defenders. Ultimately Magnussen taking charge, sending it out. Horn with the throw in towards Amane. Cross from deep. It's not too much on it. Could have been awkward for the goalkeeper. It bounces right in front of Royce, but he gathers it up and gets Hearts flying away on the counter-attack now. Have they got enough in them to try and launch a few more attacks? Not really judging on that one, Marto. But poor ball round the corner. Hearts have won it back though with Magnussen in the centre. Back now towards McKinty. Out towards Miller. Can he provide something going into the final minute? Miller getting up towards the 18-yard box. Once again steps back onto his left foot. Inside towards Spittle. Now for McCart. Out wide for Braga. Reverse passes a decent one to Marto. Heavy touch, but back towards Braga. Can he get it out of his feet in time? He can. He's in towards the box now. Braga's still going. Ultimately too much for him. He's trying to... Well, he kept trying to do it all himself, hasn't he, this game, Braga, and just left himself too much to do again there.
He has, and he stayed down on the ground as well, which is a bit of a worry. Although I think they have got one more substitution window here, Hearts, if they did need to take him off. We're going to see the fourth official any second now to confirm how much added time there is, but for the time being we play on, and it's Rapid in possession.
Yeah, Royal finding Horn, back inside now towards Amane. Now again for Baelish. Some sort of inspiration. We've just ticked over 90 minutes, 4 minutes added on at the end of this one.
Well, we've had 3 goals, we've had injuries and substitutions, so I think it's probably about right. And the ball now played over the top here, chance for Rapid.
Yeah, Tilio brings it down with his chest under pressure from Magnussen. It's back now towards Boller. Tilio, good feet though. Bit of a heavy touch towards the end there, just allows McKinty to step across with a fantastic challenge. Puts it out for a throw-in on that far side. Can Hearts hold on for a draw here? Do they want more? Do they risk pushing forward? Not sure that's going to be the game plan at this point in the match. They probably just have to settle for this 2-all scoreline. Royal finding Amane back towards the French centre-back now. Back towards Amane. A few passes being exchanged between them two before Baelish now takes over. Amane over towards Spetkovic again. Just look pretty settled with the passing at the moment, keeping it on the floor before Amane switches it over towards Horn. Nice takedown, left-footed ball is deflected by Miller, straight back to Horn. They'll fire one towards the near post. It's a good bit of defending. They've not got it clear though. Baelish lets it run behind him. Amane tries to bring his man over on the far side. It's intercepted by Mato. Across towards Braga now. Must be running low on energy levels. The amount of pressing he's done is being impressive.
I like the fact that when he put that ball out, the first thing he did was stop and sort of grab his thigh right in front of his own bench as well. I think maybe he was trying to drop a hint that if they were going to make a change, maybe he could do with going off for a couple of minutes. But they don't seem to be planning to do anything like that. He's going to have to play out these last 2.5 minutes, and it's a throw here to Hearts down the left-hand side.
Yeah, there's no activity down on the benches there at the moment for Hearts, so not on the occasion of any changes being made. The dying embers of this one as Baelish moves forward. Puts it back now towards Sadel. He's going to try and go for that crossfield ball again. It's a wonderful ball and an even better touch from Vermbrand. Plays it off of Altana. Sorry. It will be throwing for Rapid Vienna in a good position as well, just by the corner flag. Rapid Vienna are going to make a final change at the end of this one. It's number 29, Amane, who's coming off. Didn't pick up a yellow card earlier in the match. So earlier in the match was actually around 5 minutes ago or so. Just waiting to see who it is that's come on. I believe it's number 43, Mulai Haidara.
Just confirm that in a second. I think it was Haidara who's come on the field just to try and bolster that central midfield, as you mentioned, Amane with a yellow card, but a clearance there. Confirmation that it is Haidara that's come on the field. And there was actually half a chance for Hearts to get forward there, but the ball played through the middle just a bit too long in the end.
Yeah, it certainly was. That's great free there from Vermbrand. He's been fantastic since coming on, getting the equaliser and again driving his team forward. Always deflected off of him though in the end there as he tried to make inroads down the left wing and out for a Hearts throw. And we are into the final minute now of the 4 that were added on at the end of this one. It's finished at Ibrox. Rangers have come through the first leg against the Jablonec with a 1-0 victory. They'll take back to Czechia. Vermbrand again there. Good skill from him, but he has lost out when he's conceded the throw-in. Tenor, Hearts crowd, I'm sure, are urging their team up the pitch in the final stages of this one. Not sure they've got enough left in them to do so. Braga with a bit of a tired touch round the corner, and it's straight back to Spetkovic. He is on the edge of his own box now. Braga again will chase it down. So will Marto. Has he done enough to win it through his side there? What a touch that is from Hedera round the corner. Here comes Tilio. Is there a final chance now for Rapid Vienna to win this one? Tilio has just sort of got it caught under his feet there at the end.
There was a chance there, Josh, but not with that control from Tilio. He's completely let himself down there. Got the ball tangled in his feet, as you said, and that might be the last chance of the game as Rapid win the ball back in midfield. But the free kick's been given, and I'm not sure there'll be enough time. In fact, it does kick the ball away there, doesn't he? So the referee is going to show him a yellow card for that.
Yeah, certainly is a yellow card right at the final point of this one. It's Bilic as well, isn't it? The substitute loses out to Braga, then commits the foul, and then
he's kicking the ball away.
Sort of kicks it away, doesn't he? He's to himself a bit of a needless one.
Yeah, I mean, as I say, the modern version of kicking the ball away is just poking it a few yards. Of course, in my younger days, you needed to boot it 50 or 60 yards for the referee to do that, but I think that'll be the full time.
Yeah, certainly will. The referee blows the whistle after the free kick is taken long. It ends to all the peace between these two sides. A draw going into the second leg. It's finished at Tynecastle. Hearts 2, Rapid Vienna 2.
Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck.